There we are. Alrighty, let's continue. Now, fortunately, last week's stream had to be cut short because of my absolute shit internet. Gotta love it. But we had cleared out some ice elf cultists, even though we left the portal open because we couldn't deal with it. Talked to some dryads, learned a little bit. Learned that our watcher condition was irreversible. Now we have to follow the creepy cultists, specifically Theos, the leader. We have to go chat with some gods, get some kind of blessing, which should be fun. I only vaguely remember this part. Don't really know what we're doing. All I remember is that they have quests for us to do. So it should be fun. So we'll chat to some gods, do some quests. Takes a while to load, doesn't it? Then again, we are far in. I think I'm at about 120 hours in the game, but for this save, this particular save is at almost 45 hours. That's pretty good, actually.
Certainly.
Sitha, and Rithenen. Just have a look along the riverbank.
Laying low.
Up here is a thing. Supplicant? This is like the sacrifice. It's called the Blood Sands, right? Big old sacrifice pit. I only remember, I think that there's a mission to cause some trouble in this place. Will we do that? Who knows? Keeper Garost. The Ethic Knoll welcomes your presence. A dwarven man stands, motionless, near the roaring fire that lights the cavern. Your sacrifice feeds the land, supplicants. Come forth. A gust of smoke curls around him, licking the charred flesh that bulges on his forearms. They suddenly flex. Estremor holds his fists in a tight grip. Your kin doesn't come here to share with the tribes. What do you want? What's this place? Blood Sands picks on his scarred forearm. His guttural sigh mingles with the crackling of wood and bones behind him. As I said, Estremorn rarely visit our halls. The Glenfathans call this place Blood Sands. We call it home. The Ethic Knoll have tended the land from within this cave since before the arrival of the tribes to Twin Elms. Garrosh crosses his arms. Be warned, Estremor. We bleed life to nurture it. Our sacrifices may strike you as savage. The health of these lands depends on them. It's unseemly for guests to insult their hosts. Tell me about the sacrifices, I guess. Everything must die to return anew, Estremor. Through the sacrificial rites, we offer supplicants the honor of giving their most precious gift back to their brethren, back to the land. He lifts his fist, thick and mottled by red scars. The blood gives us strength. Even the Glenfathans have come to depend on the blood paint. They brim with power before battle, all thanks to the sacrifices of their kin. Tell me about the Ethic Knoll. Our order has thrived for generations. Before we came to Twin Elms, our rites fed the lands of the Eastern Mountains. Now we share blood for Erglanfath. He opens his palms, strikes of red skin run through them like flames. To everything that must end, our sacrifices bring a new beginning. We sustain what's to come. Remember, Estremor, you're a guest in these halls. Respect our ways and we'll tolerate your presence amongst us. Essence taken by force may sustain one, but essence given freely empowers many. And smoke curls up from these charred skeletons. The smell is nauseating. Let's explore around a little bit.
Silence surrounds me.
Just gonna nab that because that's a lot of money. Hello there.
To whispers and shadows.
Just a little minor. Hyper Vidra.
Builder's wisdom to you.
The elderly dwarf blinks at you, not quite looking at you. Her eyes are pale and clouded with cataracts. Welcome to the Blood Sands. It is rare that an Estremor sets foot in these caverns. Her sightless eyes fix on you. She tilts her head. What brings you here, I wonder? What do you do here? I sell and maintain certain goods for the preservation of our order. I perform some of our ritual sacrifices. Something more? Oh, I just noticed there's a skeleton chained to that rock. How these sacrifices work? Like any worthwhile ritual, it's too complex to explain in detail. It involves clouding the supplicant's essence, binding it to their life's blood, and drawing it into a container or vessel. Tell me about Blood Sands. This is the raw, bloody heart of Erglanfath, where some come to give their essence back to their people. Her dry lips bend into a sardonic grin. Where others seek a noble escape from their trials. The legacy of the builders to the tribes was not merely odger and stone, but a sense of community. It is here that Glanfathans come to sacrifice what is most precious, even their own lives, to preserve it. Near for sale. Oh, there's the war paint they're talking about. Well, I'll go ahead and sell you this bit of drug that I definitely didn't find in here. You motherfucker. Is it the internet or is it this game? Oh, you motherfucker. Son of a bitch. Try again. Okay. I don't think you missed much. We were just chatting and selling with the lady here. Okay. I hope that was just a small, temporary hiccup. Look, blights, chanters. A lot of people in this place. The bravest sons and daughters fall not by the swords of Estremorin, but by the daggers of their brethren. Supplicant.
Yes?
Wow, this is a extensive area. That looks like the main area. So let's explore a little bit around elsewhere. Essence within to nurture flesh, and essence without to strengthen it. Ooh. The heat emanating from this pool threatens to singe the flesh of your face. That is just straight up lava. That's actual lava. A secret there. Secret. Ooh. Don't mind me. Go away. Go away. Go away. Leave.
I can get it. It's done. Secrets.
So I unlocked it. Now once we are... Just the copper.
Yes?
You saw nothing. Ooh.
Silence surrounds me.
And whatever. There's... Oh. The gift of sacrifice transmutes no blood into water and essence into power. Oh, they're doing a little chant. Little... The blood of sacrifice waters the soil of Erglanfath. Yep, sacrifice chamber. Oh, we'll just leave him to it. This we can take. I guess we can just take some spirits.
Silence surrounds
Naka.
me.
Oh. The petitioner before you is swaddled in loose-fitting robes. Her hair is greasy and matted. Glossy film of sweat and grime coats her exposed skin. She has the swollen features of pregnancy and several missing teeth in her big, grinning smile. As you approach, she slowly turns to you and examines you from head to toe, smiling the entire time. Joyous day to you. Despite coming from a weird body, her voice sounds resonant and relaxed. I am Naka, midwife and lorekeeper. Her hands run across a slight bulge in her belly. She rolls her head back and sighs a relaxed purr. You feeling well? Flawless. Apologies, I should be left to my meditation. The rite of strength is invigorating, almost overwhelming to the senses. I don't know what's going on there. I don't know if I like it. Something's a little weird there. There's a secret, a door. How does one get in?
It's and quiet.
Let me in.
What have we here?
Yep. I had a feeling they were both trapped. They're probably both, yep. Well, let's have a quick little save here. Some crime time, I guess. And we're going to...
It's done.
That one we got. Oh. This one, though. Well, we got one chest. We got Flask of War Paint, which... Oh. Let's keep that on us for now. And Blood Testament, only usable by monk. I think there's a monk NPC eventually, so... I'm just going to do this real quick. Everyone out.
Oh.
And... Oh, that wasn't that bad. I got out of there just in time, I think.
Silence surrounds me.
We have more war paint and Glenfathin Adrasfen. Lore Percept. Don't we already have one of those? We do. But this give... Oh yeah, lore giving of perception, resolve, and dexterity +1. That might actually be good for her. The dexterity and perception. She loses perception +3. Maybe actually we should give it to somebody else. Intellect. He already gets lore giving from that. Some resolve wouldn't be too bad for him. I mean, it is only a minor cloak of protection, so... His concentration goes up, his interrupt goes up, his accuracy ever so slightly. Yeah. We'll give that to him. Maybe eventually we can find proper cloaks of protection or something, but... Or rings of protection. Some kind of protection item. She has all the cats. He's the cat lady.
Oh. Certainly.
Now let's go chat with Archdruid Reston. That's all stealing, obviously. Oh, hello.
As your blood flows, so shall your essence. Your life's energy shall feed the soil, and your soul's energy shall enrich the community. This is by your own choosing, supplicant?
A dwarven man stands on a raised platform. Beneath him, an elf lies prone on a stone table. Yes, the elf's voice is high but even. The dwarf grips a hatchet with both hands and raises it over his head. He throws his shoulders forward and swings the weapon into the elf's chest, connecting with a meaty thump. Blood gushes around the blade, and the sacrifice's screams rend the air. Elof's lip curled with disgust. This is why I prefer the wand to the blade. Despite his earlier agreement, the elf thrashes atop the stone table, his torso arching while his arms and legs remain tied in place. Meanwhile, the dwarf spreads his arms wide and allows blood to splatter his robes. When the elf is finally silent and still, the dwarf pulls his hatchet from the body and wipes it on his hem. I mean, it's a little brutal, but streaks of red brown blood and globs of tissue have worked themselves into the mighty grooves of the stone. Right in the chest. That's, yeah. The dwarf wears crimson robes that are stained and streaked with dark patches. His face is smooth, but lacking youthful elasticity. It's as if the lines and wrinkles have been formed and erased many times over. He watches with eyes like two black pits as he wipes his hatchet on his robes. Hail, Estremor.
No one comes to Blood Sands without a purpose. What is yours?
Who are you?
I am the Archdruid of the Ethic Null. For centuries it has been my duty to guide our rituals and guard our knowledge. It is work that requires a certain resilience, but it is not without its benefits.
His eerily smooth face is motionless as he watches you. Tell me more about them. We're a druidic order that has been Twin Elms since Ingwithan times. Our founders came from the White March, seeking a place where we might practice our beliefs in peace, as it were. Unlike most of our Glanfathan brethren, we seek answers in the world around us, rather than the teachings of the gods. We believe that all life has power, and that this power can be siphoned and conducted. We're not, as some suggest, madmen and murderers. All of our rituals are conducted with willing participants, and through methods that have been tested and refined over centuries. This allows us to create the war paint for which we are respected, if not loved. War paint? A special... I've always pronounced this word as unguent. I don't know if it's unguent or unguent. I don't know what that fucking word, how it's pronounced. I know what it means, I just don't know it. Special whatever. Binding raw essence to the wearer. It grants incredible advantages in combat, has made us indispensable to the tribes. Whatever they say about our practices, almost all of them have made use of our war paint at some time or another. Fascinating indeed how the most strident objections can be overcome by circumstances. How are you different from the ovates of the Golden Grove? A dry laugh rasped in his throat. Golden Grove. I remember when Arona came up with that name. He gives you a darkly gleeful look. Used to be as green as the rest of the forest, you know. We're more similar than like to admit. We both believe in achieving power without the double-edged aid of the gods. But their fantasy is pure creation, something from nothing. They blind themselves to the fact that all life, from the mightiest dragon to the slimmest blade of grass, requires death, and the greatest end require the greatest sacrifices. We're benevolent. Some sacrifices are simply too costly. Many agree with you, and many float from one life to the next, living out a finite stock of years, accomplishing nothing. Yeah, he's probably functionally immortal, isn't he? Yeah, I'm just gonna...
Yes?
It's fun and all. We're just gonna leave, I think. Got some cash out of it, though. Fuck sake. Swear to God. What is it? I don't know if it's my internet. It was just Twitch hating me. I don't know what is happening. I mean, it's corrected itself again. But, I mean, it's just nonstop. In town, sure. Let's go into this area. The, Ter Evron. Which is where the gods are, apparently. The Hall of Stars and the blocked passage. We have bookcases, and these are the Midwife's Memoirs. Okay. Yeah, these are all divine books. Which, I'm gonna probably... I'll have to read them at some point, I think. What are you? Altar. Luminescent Audra Shard. Crisp flashes of light run through this Audra Shard, pulsating in its faceted core like veins of light fueled by a heart of fire. Shattered and charred stone blocks the passage into Sun and Shadow, which is, of course, where we would go, except we have to go... Oh. It appears... Oh, wait, no, they're all supposed to be like that, okay. I was going to say, I thought some of them were missing. Now there's... Here we go. Whoa.
I've never seen anything like this. Almost beats the Southern Lights.
Ooh, whoa. Hello? Ooh, look. The Barath, Helea, Mogren, Galawain, Abaddon, Unknown, Rimergond, Skane, Andra. Also unknown. Yeah, because I can't help but notice that there's no Aethos, and there's no Wardica. That's probably Aethos, that's probably Wardica. Let's talk to over here first. Before the shrine sits a constellation of a snarling hound, fangs bared. Actually, let's just see who they all are. When you approach Wardica's shrine, nothing happens, and I'm guessing this is Aethos. No, a piercing ring fills your ears as you near Whale's shrine. There's no other response. Didn't we help? Oh yeah, Whale's not here. Didn't we help Whale, right? Weren't they the one that wanted us to go do that whole thing of... yeah, this. No, not quite. Kind of, though. Let's see. Buried secrets. Hard bargain seals one of these. Yes, Whale. Yeah, we helped Whale. We did what they wanted. Okay, let's talk to Galawain then. Actually, no, we have Galawain. We have... That's Galawain. That's... Transferred to the bright constellation as stars from the oval shape of an egg. A pair of wings spread from the egg, stretching out to either side. Grim shape of a skull. Its jaws are open wide as if frozen in a silent scream. And nearby constellation make the shape of a strange horned beast. Time to time you think you sense a faint chill emanating from the shrine itself. Alright, let's start with Galawain. Kneel before the shrine, prepare to recite the ritual words. Oh. Oh yeah, because we can choose from all these. I think his survival begins with strength from within. Let's... Okay, this is where this might come in handy. Hunt assassins, pursuit, wilderness, sometimes for Cladon favors the survival of the strong and the culling of the weak. Yeah, survival begins with strength from within. The air around you stirs, and a gust of warm wind blows across the back of your neck. Catch the faintest smell of wet earth. Ooh. As you kneel in front of the shrine, you feel yourself pushed forward. Catch yourself on your hands and knees, feeling warm, damp ground beneath them. Looking around, you find yourself crouched in a clearing in the middle of the woods. The smell of dirt hangs heavy in the air. You feel certain this is a vision, but the hairs on the nape of your neck still rise. Something leaps from the bushes. You find yourself pinned on your back and staring into the amber eyes of a massive hound. The beast looks at you. Gleaming fangs protrude from the sides of its mouth. Its nose twitches as it inhales your scent, starting at your shoulder, proceeding down the length of your arm. You follow its nose to your hand, which is covered in blood. A tongue as red and meaty as a steak lolls out of its mouth and swipes your bloody hand. Lips curl into what looks like a smile. Is it doing like weird... No, I think I'm just hitting my headphone volume. Damn it. The beast looks at you, and as it fixes you with its glowing eyes, its muzzle retreats into a long, bearded face, and its pointed ears lengthen, dropping to the sides of its head. What was a massive hound becomes a giant of a man. His broad, muscle shoulders draped with furs, he holds a flint knife to your neck and grins, revealing a row of long, pointed teeth. Well, as you know, that's one way to make an introduction, I suppose.
The lioness reigns still, and soon her cubs will rise. Why did you strike the bear down?
Found advantage her cunning. If Oranos could not seize his victory, he did not deserve it.
Worthiness is proven in conflict.
Oh.
Might grappling with might. Flesh tears, bones break, and the ones that mend are stronger still. Blood mixes, and the worthier substance rises to the top. And you have proven worthy.
He lets out a howl that rings through the air. He lowers his head, puffs of steam rising from his panting mouth. Twigs crunch and branches snap. The ground shivers under the weight of pacing, prowling footsteps. A dozen beasts, bears, wolves, and long-fanged cats, stalk out from the undergrowth. Their matching amber eyes fast on you. Aloth takes a step back from the beast. Just how real do you think this is? It's probably pretty real. As the beasts encircle you, their master rises to his feet. Even larger the bears can only reach his browned and muscle-knotted shoulders. You stand, mindful of the ring of predators surrounding you.
You sought and won the favor of Galawain. What new prey do you now pursue?
I hunt Theos.
To track a quarry, you must understand its movements. And Theos follows the path of a more powerful master.
A warm breeze carries the smell of smoke and gunpowder. Oh, it's Mogren now. Sparks ignite and float into the draft, catching in the leaves over Galawain's head. Sudden blast of heat scalds your face, and even as you turn away, a flash of light sears your vision through your eyelids. When you look back, you see a woman in full plate sitting next to Galawain. Her mirror-polished armor flickers with images of reflected flames. You can see her face, but her voice is strong and clear like the ringing of steel.
Let him know his foe.
Durance. The whore breaks her silence at last. Have you missed me, Mogren? May have found other lovers, but surely none that was my equal. Okay. Mogren says nothing in response. Indeed, she never even glances in Durance's direction. An involuntary tick causes the baggy skin beneath his eyes to quiver. He says no more, his ruddy skin blanched white.
Theos has trapped thousands of souls in sun and shadow, like rabbits in a snare. Now, he goes there to retrieve the kill for his master, Woodiga.
One of the bears paw at the ground in irritation, its hackles rising.
She will feast on them, suck their marrow, grow strong on their essence.
Don't like the way he said suck. There's a lot of emphasis on that. Why would Theos help Woodiga?
Because he is her hound. He has always done her bidding.
His eyes dart to another figure, saying just behind Mogren.
Woodiga stands for an old order. So does Theos.
Abaddon. A golem made of blackened, pitted iron steps out of Mogren's shadow. Its movements are slow, yet precise, each footfall accompanied by the groaning and grinding of metal. The steady orange glow of furnace coals emanates from its eye sockets.
They both fear change, and the Deerwood has changed much recently.
Sir?
People find answers not in the gods, but in animancy, the product of their own labors.
I like the image of a gear clicks with its jaws, and then he can speak. Or its jaw, rather, I should say. It's their golem.
And why not? When they have learned that even a god can be killed.
Turns, his eyes are wide, his beard is matted with sweat. Was that not as you commanded, my lady? We sought only to stoke your pride, bringing your vision to reality. Mogren stands still, unwavering. It's as though she had not heard him at all. What should I do about it?
Track Theos. Follow the trail he has left for you, and corner him in sun and shadow.
You must stop him before he empowers Woodiga.
And if you do, you will have a different decision to make. You know what it means to toil quietly while your blisters turn to calluses. You take pride in great labors even when they profit you little. It is fitting that this matter should rest in your capable hands.
I like that since we're a laborer background, we have a special little thing, which makes sense. They're the god of craft, aren't they? Gears whir and clank as Abaddon gives you a slow nod. Yeah, we have a difficult decision. I don't know what that decision is going to be. I guess it's going to be what we do with him. The gods mean to leave this in our hands, evidently.
Souls were ripped from the world, ripe and full and pulsing with essence. Scatter them like bones to a pack of dogs. Their essence will strengthen the souls of the deerwood. Let the remains of the dead feed the survivors.
Why would I feed it back to the deerwood?
To breed strength. Power is born from the mixing of essence and blood.
What Theos did cannot be undone. Thousands of lives have changed, and thousands more have ended because of his actions. But transformation gives purpose to trial.
And improvement is the goal of all Kith. Long lives, prosperous futures, stronger minds and bodies. Strengthening those who remain will help repair the damage that Theos has done to the deerwood.
I really like Abaddon's voice. Sure, yes, I've got to find Theos now.
And when you descend the pit to Sun in Shadow, you can count on our assistance to see you safely through. As I hope we can count on yours when you reach the bottom. There are many souls upon the burial isle that are sworn to serve us. They belong to you now, and they shall guide your descent.
Don't just face his grave. Beware the promise of a god watcher. They are binding, but only in one direction. Beasts grow restless, paw on the ground, eyeing you with renewed interest. The bear sniffs at the ground next to your leg. One Stelgar skulks into the circle, its amber eyes glowing. Galawain hurls his knife between your feet, sinking it to the handle. He raises his empty hand.
Hunt him, mortal. And when you stop him, let the souls he has captured feed the deerwood.
Strengthen the souls of those who remain. Prepare them to face the challenges that will follow. Pledge that you will do this, and we will grant you a power fit for the finest warrior who ever lived.
Betray us, and my beast shall track you down. Our allegiance is not to be accepted and cast aside.
I think I need to think about it.
Consider and calculate, but decide.
His hand falls, and the growling pack lunges in the circle. The vision vanishes in an instant, returning you to Caer Nua, where burning candles replace the glowing eyes of Galawain's beasts. Huh. Okay. So... well, we can just... the pit, but if we actually... okay... okay...
What is it, Watcher?
what does what we've learned about Woodica trouble you?
It stinks of her. It is justice, but if her greater purpose was to think Margaret would fall prey to such deceit. And Aethys. Widewind had always claimed to be invading Deerwood to free it. What if it were true? What if he had come to stop Woodica's plot before it began? Surely Aethys earned his death at Godhammer Citadel, but not for those reasons. Not to keep him silent. If such a thing has brought about this chaos...
He tilts his head as if listening to an inner voice. Then he frowns, his frown deepening as he speaks.
Must we always be tools of gods? If Woodica and Margrin, if they are the cause of this, the Hollowborn, if the purges were never necessary, if Aethys was fighting back...
Yeah, I don't know. He needed to be. He probably needed to be stopped. But it's
I
Woodica.
know it had to be done.
Would have been better had you been spared this knowledge.
No, I am glad to have walked this far with you, seen this truth. Perhaps it was what I was meant to see, with a watcher's eyes. All these dances of words and intrigues, machines of men, twisted, ripping the souls of children, and by the gods, the goddess of justice. If I could end her like Aethys, Margren burned her once. One can do so again. Woodica, she must answer to her own justice.
Justice or revenge?
Anyone with a shred of spirit seeks both justice and punishment. It burns in the heart of anyone who lives. All seek it. If the world does not balance, we all drown in the oceans. And the gods would not care. Margren, she must be redeemed. And punishing Woodica, that will serve.
I'm gonna go with the less forceful answers. Do we know that Margaret was not a willing accomplice?
Is this some final joke at my expense? To test my faith further? And why would you think that, Watcher?
Just a feeling. Didn't want anyone to know how the Godhammer had been made. The others who made the Godhammer, they all died, didn't they? That's why I saw their symbols fade from your staff.
If all you have are questions, then I have enough of those. She is a bitch of a goddess, to be sure. But even a whore only goes so far in crossing those she serves.
She left Ashfall without telling me of your departure.
You answer a question with a question. Then why did I feel her disappointment at Halgot? Why were we shamed?
Apparently, since we're a laborer. Maybe because we have like a connection. I don't know, actually. I think she tried to kill you there.
Kill me? She is a goddess. I still drink from her burning breasts, Watcher. If she wished me dead, she could trace me to my source and kill me.
In the dream of the Godhammer, your spirits look blurred and distinct in light, as if it had been sheared from you. He stares at you, his expression frozen, but he's silent, listening. If you had been damaged as I saw in the Godhammer vision, then she may be unable to see you as you once were. He turns from you for a moment, his face twists in thought, conflicting emotions running across his feature. Finally he turns to you, his face steady.
There's no proof, Watcher. I was a fool to think you could help me see any farther than I could.
If you don't trust me, then trust your staff. Admit the other Godhammer builders are dead. He turns to the staff, and for a moment you see his eyes burning, taking in the edges of the wood, the symbols inlaid there. The 11 faded circles.
They died in the blast, yes. The other 11. I was the only one to walk away. I thought we had wronged our goddess. That this was my trial, and if I could prove myself worthy of her! I should have known better. There is only one God of redemption, and I saw him ended.
As he studies the staff, you feel a wave of heat, a terrible energy rolling forth from in waves, so much so that it feels as if the Godhammer itself is alive in his hands, and past it you hear a cry, like a child being born. Then your eyes feel a flash of white, then 100 imagined shades of purple and white. Hold on. The wave of heat, energy rolling past it. Hear a cry like a child being born. Your eyes feel the flash of white, then 100 imagined shades of purple and white, streaming and circling into the howling of a storm, beneath the grinding of ancient machines in stone, rock, and metal, grinding and turning until all around you feels as if it's burning, sinking into the shadows of the earth. Beneath the ground, the only place where a spirit might find refuge. Whoa. That was quite the scream. When your vision's clear, you see Durrance, his hands clutching the staff, and his eyes are bright, burning red. Atop the staff, the flame burns cleanly, brightly. As his gaze burns, he rips his gaze away and howls. A bellowing, horrid howl like a wounded animal. Sweat pours down his brow. We can make this right, Durrance.
To think I served her. I followed her. Now I shall serve no one. Woodica's lies must be answered.
And now it seems I must take fire in war from a goddess's false claim as well. I still take from her strength as I did, for as long as it lasts. For I shall not cast her aside yet, until I have drained her dry and had my fill, just as she intended for me. For I have learned one of the lessons of the faithful. The faithful may wound a goddess greater than any enemy. A purification is coming, and this fire shall consume them both.
Okay. That was all very intense. Okay. Sure. I'm just gonna save because I don't want to have to do any of this again if something happens. So Gallowayne, Abaddon, Mogren are done.
Oh?
We have Halea. Oh. I need to check the gods. Halea is, yes, song. We haven't done her quest yet, I think. I think that's the temple thing. Live every notes of life's song. Your voice seems to ring in the air, your voice rendered melodic and lilting by some unseen art. You shut your eyes to pray. As you wait in darkness, the world around you changes. You feel sunlight bright and warm on your face. A light breeze carries music to your ears. As vivid as these sensations feel, you somehow know they're not real. You look around and find yourself standing in an open-air temple built on a mountain summit. It's filled with elves, orlans, and assorted other kith. Ringing the entire scene is a fringe of trees, their verdant branches filled with birds of all different colors, shapes, and sizes. She takes it all in. Pelagina takes it all in with squinting eyes and a wry smile. Am I supposed to feel at home here? Really? She probably doesn't like heights. Everyone is singularly absorbed in a particular pursuit. An Orlan sits with a canvas, a paintbrush in his hand, and jars of green, blue, and yellow pigments at his feet. An elf and an Almawa standing to the side are locked in conversation, their expressions dancing with delight. Still others scribble stanzas of poetry. I don't know why I'm talking weird. Stanzas. Stanza. Stanzas of poetry or crude sketches on sheets of paper, losing themselves in the delicate minutiae of lines and syllables. You feel the breeze again, and two elves basking in the sunlight shiver. The largest group gathers in the middle of the temple. They sing a lush, chaotic harmony composed of several complementary melodies. Others drift towards the singers in ones and twos as if buffeted by a gust of wind or a phrase of the song. A ripple passes through the trees. You think it's the wind, but the chirping changes to screeching. Hundreds of birds take the sky, all headed in one direction, away. Something must be coming, indeed. The devotees glance at the trees, just barely distracted from their activities, but the wind picks up, scattering their pages of poetry and art and ripping the songs from their lips. They look skyward and you follow their gaze. A dark shape blots out the sun. You can't tell what it is, but as it unfolds and expands, it seems to fill the sky. The wind roars over the summit. That explains the birds. Yes, it does. We can flee. A shadow falls over the temple. It begins as a stain in the corner and spreads, blotting out the flagstones. It reaches the nearest kith, a Blackford Orlan. The darkness swallows her, leaving only a puff of smoke in her place. The two elves that you saw earlier, a man and a woman, flee. You get a brief image of them huddled in the shadow of a mountain. They seem to see you too, and they reach out, calling silently after you. I think those are the two priests we saw in the city, right? The ones that gave us the quest about the dragon. The others, however, seem frozen. As the shadows advance, they likewise vanish one by one. The driving gale scatters their ashes and the charred remains of their creations. You look up again at the source of the shadow, but the eclipsed sun forms a blinding corona around the thing. You can't make out any details. You can, however, feel heat. Restore my temple, you hear. You look down, find yourself standing next to Halea's shrine in Ter Everon. Your pulse still races and your skin is damp with sweat from your strange encounter. Yep. So essentially these three, we did their quests already. Because Abaddon, we did stuff with, I think because we did stuff with the Crucible Knights. Mogren, we helped restore her faith in the city. For that, and Gallowayne, we did the thing with the tribe, with the lion and the bear. Halea, we've not done yet. Skane, we've actively gone against. Ramergond, I think, will give us a quest probably for his temple. Barath? Let's see. Actually, let's look at Barath real quick. Gone Death, Doorways, Mortality, and definitely Keeper of the Cycles. Okay. Yeah, because Barath, we fought their champion, but I don't know if they'd be angry that we killed Raedric again. There's life and death and life. There's rippling shift in the air around you, as if some unfelt wind has changed, bringing unexpected warmth. You feel the peculiar weight of an unseen presence and of eyes upon you. You kneel and pray to Barath. Even while your eyes are closed, you see a road that seems to stretch on forever. The stars wheel overhead in a clockwork rotation of constellations, disappearing over the horizon to your left, only to rise on your right. You try to make out the details on either side of the road, but your eyes can't seem to focus. One moment you think you see a meadow blanketed with mist, and another sheer canyon walls. For just an instant, you can even see waves lapping at the edges of the road. Were you to step into this shifting landscape, you'd feel certain you would only end up back on the road. You know this is a vision, but the packed dirt feels firm beneath your feet and the night air cool on your face. You are walking. Your feet seem to carry you forward on their own accord. Something looms ahead of you. As you get closer, you see two stone figures that look strangely familiar. Yes, the two faces of Serono, what we call Barath. Those are the two skeletons, right? She shudders slightly, her feathers ruffling. She peers at the figures with apprehension. You remember the doors to Cleabon Relag and the two figures carved into the mountain next to it. One looks vaguely male and the other vaguely female. Only a thin layer of flesh covers their skeletal bodies, which twist to face the doorway between them. The doorway, however, is not what you saw in the ruins. It's a skull, gaping and jawless, and as you look on, its open mouth seems to grow. The arms of the two stone sculptures are swept towards the mouth, inviting you in. I mean, fuck it. Into the skull's mouth. The road continues through the mollies to another shifting landscape surrounded by stars. As you pass through it, you see an identical door in the distance. A dwarven man stands near it, unmoving. You turn and look behind you, only to see the skull gate you just passed facing you. An elven woman waits in the road. Like the dwarf, she stands still. I guess we'll go ahead and talk to the dwarf first. You continue down the road towards him. He looks at you approach, but you can't tell if he's looking at you or through you. His face is smooth, but flaccid, which I don't like the description of a face as that, but it's a bit weird, but as if the flesh is detached from the muscles underneath, so it's just a sagging face. As you look on, his face begins to change. Wrinkles crack at the corners of his eyes. His mouth sinks, carving deep lines from his nose to the corners of his lips. His jowls sag, and the loose flesh hangs like dough. He raises his cupped hands. They're covered in blood. He lifts them to his face and smears himself from his newly creased forehead to the wattles of his neck. As he massages the dark, sticky fluid into his skin, the fresh wrinkles disappear. The hanged folds recede, and his flesh tightens as if re-adhering to his skull. This is a little weird. He lifts his head, and this time you know he's looking back at you. Oh. His renewed face looks like a mask, artificially smooth and still. Behind it, his black eyes are two hungry pits, yawning like the empty mouth of skulls. Yep. Come, make your sacrifice to the Ethic Knoll. His body blocks the path. He extends a bloody hand towards you. Yeah. It's the dwarf. What happened if we take his hand? You grab his hand, but his skin gives too easily under your grip. When you try to pull away, you hear a noise like dried canvas tearing. His skin splits, flowing a long seam that begins at his arm and stretches the length of his body. Blood gushes forth in such quantities that you can't imagine there's ever anything else in him. Sure enough, as the dwarf empties of blood, he collapses like a desiccated husk. I love the word desiccated, it's so fun. The blood in the path gleams with 1,000 souls worth of essence. The essence evaporates, trailing shining filaments into the night sky. Only now that he's dead, you can continue onward. So, oh. So I wonder if that means that the dwarf that we saw before is keeping himself alive with the essence instead of like giving it to the earth or something like he's supposed to. Okay, so let's turn around and go back to the elven woman. You start towards her. There's something unnatural with the way she stands. She's too still. When you get closer, you see that her legs taper to a slender trunk. In place of her feet are gnarled, twisting roots. She lifts her face to an invisible sun. Her long golden hair is the color of autumn leaves, and as you look more closely, you realize that her head is actually covered with tendrils and vines, sprouting brilliant little yellow leaves. Each glimmers with the essence of an entire soul. She gives you a beatific smile. As you look on, the leaves slowly fall from her head and settle at the roots. They melt into the path beneath her, and almost immediately, new lives sprout in place of the old. She reaches towards you, still smiling as roots spring from her fingertips. Her outstretched arms bar the path. Come, graft your soul to the golden grove. Take her hand. Her roots twine around your fingers, and as they do, they grow rigid and cold. Her outstretched arm petrifies, and as a rough stone bark overtakes her flesh, she can only look on in horror, break away from her brutal grasp. Her feet are rooted in place, but she twists and writhes as if trying to flee her own dying limb. Petrification reaches her shoulder and spreads down her body, freezing in a painful arc. Creeps up her neck and she throws her face scoured like a drowning swimmer. The grayness covers her face, freezing her gasp in stone. Now that she's still and lifeless, you can continue past her. Only the golden leaves on her head remain untouched. As you watch, they fall one by one to the path below. They shrivel as the shimmering essence fades from them. A voice echoes along the road, barely more than a whisper on the breeze. Return them to the wheel. You lift your gaze and you see the skull gate ahead of you. Candles of Everon wink through the open mouth. I see. So to get Baroth's blessing, we need to end the two that I'm guessing are cheating death. Because the one... Yeah, they're both keeping themselves alive artificially, essentially, I think. And the god of death and rebirth, or whatever well, not rebirth, that was Aethos. Mortality, inevitability. Probably not a... seek to claim the lives of those who've lived past their time. I think there's an achievement for getting the blessing of all the gods. In fact, I'm going to check that very quickly. Which we might try to do. I mean... And if... Oh yeah, we still have to do Caer Nua at some point, don't we? Yes, complete all the god appeasement quests. Well, we'll go to Andra, Reimergond, and Skane now. We'll see, I guess, because I don't know. Skane might be pissed off at us. If he's pissed off, we can't appease him anyway, so... Once we approach a shrine, the constellation of the Beast of Winter. This time the cold emanating from the shrine is unmistakable. Thin frost is forming on the edge of the stone. Let's go. Also, I do think that we might have pissed off Whale by doing something because he didn't answer. Or they, rather. I don't know if that's normal. In fact, I might look that up to see if we might have fucked it. What was that? Nope. Whale appeasement. Oh. Oh, did we? Really? Hmm. Just curious. Okay. Alright, well, apparently, for, like, the achievement at least, not all of them have to be, yeah, it should be fine. Cold entropy, bad luck, famine, natural disasters, death and disintegration, entropy. What would you say to him? All life ends in stillness, probably? Feel a sudden gust of cold air as if the shrine were bursting into wintry life. The frigid wind cuts through you like a sharpened blade, and darkness encroaches upon the edges of your sight. You kneel and close your eyes. As you pray, the blackness fades to white, and a howling wind fills your ears. That vision slowly resolve itself. Okay, no, sorry. The vision that slowly resolves itself is of a broad frozen plain. You see a procession of elves in the distance, periodically fading into and emerging from the whiteness. They trudge over snowbanks, their heads down against the driving winds. I know this place is the white that wends. Isn't that where the elves came from? Yeah, okay. As they trek past you, one man bundled with furs turns his head. You headed for Noonfrost and the Frosthewn Breach too? We can answer he's lumbered ahead. You follow the caravan. In a couple minutes you come to a wall of ice. It disappears into the pale emptiness overhead and stretches as far as you can see in either direction. The elves stop in front of a mirror-smooth section that's framed like a temple door. It seems somehow thinner than the rest of the wall. You can't see what's on the other side, but a debilitating cold emanates from within. The elves pull pickaxes and shovels from their sealskin packs and begin hacking at the smooth ice, their implements flying through the air in swift, shining arcs. Though they throw their bodies into the labor, not one of them so much as scratches the polished ice, yet with each blow something bellows in the distance. Whatever that is, it's huge, and it's angry, and it's coming our way. Adair calls out to the elves, "Hey, you might want to hold off on that." But the howling wind seems to swallow up his voice. Algina's head whips around to see where the bellowing is coming from. Forget about the elves. We need to be ready to move. Or fight, she says, turning to us and flexing her hands in the cold air. The elves hack away, seeming oblivious to the furious lowing, to the tremors under your feet. The snow's risen to your knees. Your legs feel frozen in the drifts. I guess we'll wait. Watch the elves continue to work with the ice. They pay no heed to the rumbling roar or the numbing wind. Their movements, however, gradually slow. They labor at the ice with arduously sluggish movements until they finally freeze in place. Stubborn mid-swing and others preparing for the next blow. Touch the elf nearest to you, and he crumbles into a mound of snow. Final gale blows past, scattering the remains of the elves in a chaotic flurry. There's a single spiderweb crack in the smooth barrier. It's the only thing that mars the perfect surface of the ice. Whatever's on the other side of the strange doorway, you feel it tugging at you. Only when you look back and see the parallel gashes trailing behind your legs in the snow do you realize how strong its pull is.
My end comes to all things in time. Seal the frost-hewn breach and instruct the pilgrims in the patience of Remergond.
Some snow. Fill your hand with snow and shove it into the crack. Hardens instantly, and a hoary rime grows over the smooth surface of the frozen doorway, fusing it with the rest of the wall. Take your hand away. A perfect crystal of ice remains in your palm. As you examine the crystal, the vision around you fades, but the unmelting shard of ice remains in your hand. Alright, so that's Remergond's quest, Pelea's quest, Baroth's quest. And so I guess if we do it, if we complete 1, 2, 3... Can't pray to any of them, oddly enough. Okay. Yes, because we have now... I mean, technically we could just do it. We could just go down, but I want to try to appease a bunch of the gods. Which... Yeah, I'm not doing that one. I'm not taking the bird. That's the endless paths. So that's 1, that's 2. We still have to do that. But that's like white. We can do that after the White March and stuff, I think. Helea's Temple, Hunter Brother. So a lot of these we still need to go north. Of course, that's White March, the cliff. It's weird though, like cliffs overlooking water, maybe in Northweald? I don't know, actually. We can't go to Northweald yet. We have to probably leave through Elmsong. Okay, well. I'm probably going to end up getting their 3 blessing because I like the 3 of them, but I guess let's go out and do some god quests then, yes? First, we're going to go out in Northweald and do all that, because maybe we'll get another level up by fighting and questing, which...
You know, Durance, just because you follow the goddess of fire doesn't mean you need to literally consume everything you come across.
Stop right there.
Fire is a favor I grant to those I meet. It makes them stronger, or it ends them mercifully if not.
The remaining unemptied beer steins of the Deerwood quake in fear.
She's sassy. I love her. Also, we got something going on here. A soldier.
You're in the wrong city, Inquisitor.
Phantom soldier raises his short sword to your chest.
Did you think you wouldn't be recognized here in your old home? I've seen your trials with my own eyes.
Is that it? I've seen you light pyres with good people tied to them. People I'd known many a year. He seizes you by the throat and your airways tight. Whether real or imagined, you cannot tell. They deserve your confession. He raised the point of his sword, holding it a hair's breadth from your eye.
Suros, what are you doing?
There's Ayavara. Startled, the soldier releases you immediately and turns to face the speaker, a woman in a plain wool tunic, fully a head shorter than he, but somehow seeming to tower over him. You've seen this woman's face before, but from afar, bloodied and burned as she lay stretched across an iron wheel. The moment, it is marked only with concern.
An assassin sent by the Inquisition, my lady, daring to approach our camp.
If he's so poor an assassin as to approach an armed guard in daylight, I should have nothing to fear. I would hear what this man has to say. She stares him down until he can no longer face her. He turns away, sour-faced, watching you through sidelong glances. His knuckles white are on the pommel of his sword.
My own brother returned home. I never dreamed this day would come.
That's right, because we chose to be as siblings. We can do a bunch of lies. Or we can be honest. And I think, knowing, well, our current character, and I don't know, I want to be like a nice... Let's actually tell the truth. Grand Inquisitor Theos Ix Arcanan dispatched me here to spy on you. She doesn't blink. Are things as desperate as that over there? I'd never have known. I hope your next assignment is more stimulating. Listening to my lectures is dull work for a spy. There are few things stronger than the bonds of family. I should never have doubted we'd be reunited one day. Whatever your reasons, I've missed you all these years. Having you here now at a time when I'm surrounded by strangers is a wonderful gift. I would like
for you to stay here in our camp as my guest.
A little weird sometimes of what's voice acted on it. And then again, they didn't exactly have the time or funding to do fully voiced, which is fair.
My lady Ivara, I beg of you. This is an Inquisitor. This is a desperate attempt on your life. The only way it can succeed is if you allow it to.
This is a missionary, same as I was. Taught the wrong things as I was. If I can't have faith in one man's ability to reason, once he knows the truth, what hope do we have?
My lady, he admits being a spy.
That should make him less of a threat, wouldn't you agree? I have nothing to hide. All I see here is an opportunity to persuade someone who could help us. We have many former missionaries here. They are our most loyal, our most helpful. Many have died for us. These are not people we should be turning away. And if the Inquisition wants my life, they can have it. But they know as well as I do that my cause will not die with me. Come. We have much to talk about.
That one was interesting.
What do you wish to know?
The only one we haven't done. What's about the two of you?
There is little to be said about us.
Well, they're
We are bound
freaking
here,
out.
caretakers and defenders of this place. Our journey has been over time, but not distance. Measured in observations, but not experiences. We have seen the elms grow tall. We have seen cities built, burned, and built again. The only constant has been the tower, a silent companion through the ages. You can imagine why this recent destruction has stirred my sister so.
If you do nothing else, make that man pay for what he did here.
Until we meet again, old one.
Right. So how would we actually... Do we have to go to Old Song now? We might. Let's go to Old Song. Oh. Aloth just had a little thing of, did you hear that about our awakenings being permanent? And he wants to talk to us, so actually we're going to talk to him now.
If those Delamgon are right, you and I are stuck with our awakenings. Not quite the news I was hoping for.
Be honest, it distresses me too.
You mean the knowledge that your mind is an unraveling thread and the man holding the other end is a millennia-old priest? Your concern is understandable. And while I hate to turn the subject back to myself, this all has me thinking about Isilmir. I'm stuck with her now.
She's not that bad.
Overstarched tunics, burnt toast, Rawatai sherry, those are not that bad. But having a stranger pop in and out of your head at will, it's unpleasant, I assure you.
On the bright side, I've got plenty to figure out how to deal with her. He is an elf, so... I've got to make the decision. What do you think? Whole life you've been taking orders. Like it or not, she's a part of you. She'd be a source of strength if you learn to work with her.
It's strange. I've lived with her most of my life, and I've always seen her as an adversary. It should have occurred to me the day she stood up to my father. But there's something about being too close to a situation to see it clearly. It will be a relief to stop fighting her.
He says that something struggles within him. The muscles in his face twitch and his skin quivers. His eyes roll back in his skull, exposing slivers of white. Sweat beads and glistens on his forehead. Several seconds he sighs and looks back at you. That wasn't as difficult as I expected. I think deep now, and I always hoped to find a solution elsewhere. As a child, I always thought my mother would come home with a mysterious cure. My father, without knowing it, could somehow send her away, just as he called her forth. Can't pretend that I didn't spend years of my arcane training hoping one of my instructors would have the answer somewhere in his grimoire. When I joined the Letting Key, I hoped and believed that, with enough loyal service, I'd gain the ear of someone in the organization who could help me. Even when I met you and realized your unique talents, I hoped that you might be able to reach into my soul the way I've seen you do with so many others. Been looking for someone else to solve my problem. Now I realize that I've got to face it on my own. We're benevolent. Been with you the whole way. Still am. Still with you, Aloth.
That means a great deal to me. Truly. That reminds me of something else the Delamgon said. About the gods not being real.
Says it quietly, as if afraid someone else might overhear him. I don't know what they meant about that.
I can't help but worry at the state we'd be in if that was somehow true. If there were no power guiding us in this life and shepherding us to the next.
I'm sure we'd find our way on our
I
own.
hope you're right.
We made peace with her. What's that like? Relaxing. More so than I expected. As contentious as she is, I imagine that letting her in merely unleashed a torrent. That I'm not fighting her. It seems she isn't fighting me. But you're right, I've found much to learn from her. Good old Aloth. He's a good boy. I like Aloth. So we're going to go to Old Song and hopefully find a way to the Northweald. Because we have a lot of quests up there. And once we deal with all those... Well, the Northweald and the temple, because there's another thing beyond it that's... There's Old Song's Pass. There we are. Oh wait, first. Janoonfrost. It should be empty, although then again, I don't know what happened if, it turns out. Gotta kill all the elves again. But you never know. Brother. Oh, there's still just some loot here. Okay. One criminal by the name Neri the Deft Hand. He can aid in fleeing the Deerwood. It's a bad visitor. Let's do this. Seal it. Pedestal of black ice rising from the floor. Long finger-like crystals, as hard and clear as diamonds, surround and pierce the altar. Hole's been gouged out in the middle of the altar. Plug the hole with the Rimmergun shard. The shard fits perfectly. As it settles into place, the altar dissipates. Similarly, the portal before you seems to thicken and the mysterious seepage tapers off. Okay, easy as that. Now, technically, there is more to that quest, but we did it a little out of order, but I was fine with doing it a little out of order, because the end result is the same of what I would have done. But I only remembered that we did it out of order after we did it. Because if you don't go to the elves until then, you can, make a deal with them to, because you can essentially help open it and let them go through instead of sealing it. And you have the option of not killing them. Go to Northweald. There's a whole thing I remember. Now I don't actually know if I've ever been to the Northweald. I don't think I got this far in the game. I'll be honest. I don't think I got this far. Intercept, find the expedition by the Pilgrims camp in the wilderness.
I'll see what I can find.
Yeah. Search the Northweald for clues to Fierum's fate. There's a bit of blood. Some boar. Tracks and bloodstains continue further east. This isn't east. Tracks long and shallow head east. They're speckled with blood. Speckled. Let's everyone move
Certainly.
forwards.
Yeah.
Wolf Leader. Okay, yeah, there are a few of them then. That being said, we are very powerful. We've fought a lot of quite nasty enemies. I don't think we really have to worry about some wolves right now.
Slowly now.
Woofs. Try to do an expedition to the eastern edge of the Northwood Wilderness. Arrows scrutinised fletched with bright feathers protrude from the corpse. Oh, can I not loot it? Okay. Let's see if that's working again. It is. Okay, good. What is this? Ooh. The inscription on this altar, almost unreadable under a layer of thick moss, pay homage. Or homage. Homage? Homage. to Helea. I think it's pay homage and en homage. Like, I think it is different depending on if it's an adverb or not. I think. Don't quote me on that. It's been a very long time. It's been a long time since school. Probably too long. What is this? The spear broken half has ornate Glenfathan etchings along the two halves of its shaft. The wet wood shows dents stained green with moss, probably from impacts against the river's rocks. Okay, so this continues the bloodstains. Guess we might as well do this one first. Because obviously, evidently, the other way has other quests. Now, I do wonder if this is also Sagani's place. Oh, hello. Hello there. Hello, lady. Take a look. My friends are up there over the lip of the hill. What's going on? Fangs must have caught the scent and rushed the group. She begins to rub her gloved fingers over her hair and stops. The pressure snaps one of the twigs stuck on her black curls. Some of my friends are still alive, but the Fangs have them surrounded. The expedition, what remains of it, has taken cover in some ruins above these cliffs. Fangs must be toying with them or letting them starve a bit before the next attack. We need to act or they're as good as dead. It sounds of battle at the camp. Wasn't fast enough. Poxwood and Fangs. Magrin burned them all. How'd they get here? Cut a decoded path, set false campfires, and dusted over every footprint it could find. Didn't slow them much. Maybe find our way around the Fangs. There's gotta be another way up that ridge. You aren't dressed like my men. Perhaps you could try talking to the Fangs? They might not think you're with us. Please, help. I already have enough friends to bury. I don't know if I trust her entirely, I'll be honest. It feels like this is a trap of some sort, but who knows? So we can go around and like sneak to kill, or we're probably just gonna go try and talk to them. That seems like a good option. Is this the way? Might be the way. Okay, first things first. I love you, little man, but your noises are getting to be a little much. So it's pig time again. Anything that helps with our... just like... resolve or... I think we looked at that before. A lot of food is endurance. Intellect. Let's eat some raw fish. An egg. Get some stew. Not drugs. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, Remy. How are you? Good to see you. Oomp. Oomp.
Tread carefully, Estramore.
An elven woman stands beside a stag, petting the great beast on its neck. As you approach, the animal jerks his head in your direction and rears up. Stillness, the woman orders the stag, pulling the skins of the stag's neck until it ceases to buck. Easy now. No need to fight. Yet. She turns to face you. One ear is missing its top half, and many battle scars raise her otherwise smooth skin. More foreigners, more unclean feet trampling on our lands, more blood to feed the trees. You should not be here, Estramore. Her hand moves to one of several blades strapped to her hips. If you are here in our lands, it is either to steal from us or to aid those who would. Gestures to the north at the ruins of Ingwithan buildings protruding from the underbrush. Deerwoodian mercenaries. Looters. Can you hear these panicked whispers? Leave this place at once, or I'll kill you when we finish with these Estramoran. I'm a friend of Erglanfath. She holds her gaze on you. The great stag stomps its front hooves on the ground and turns to its master. Do you speak the truth, foreigner? If you are indeed a friend, you would respect our lands and not defile our sacred soil with your trespass. She clenches her jaw. muscles quiver under the pressure, till suddenly calm returns to expression. If there's no bonds of kin or kith with the looters, I give you a chance to prove it. Invaders must be purged from our lands. Prove your worth, and we'll believe your words. Take a second to take a drink. There's been a lot of reading in this. Tired? Yeah. Did you have to go to work? I imagine, right? It's probably back from work. Nice long day dealing with children. Tell me about the mercenaries. Raiders, looters. Same as all the other Deerwooden thieves that pillage our lands. She touches the oblique stub where half of her ear used to be. We tracked the Deerwoodens from the first steps beyond the Great River, waited for them to air. They always do. We claimed half their pack in our first assault. The cowards that ran now huddled to the north. The wind turns, you will smell their fear. If they surrender, will you let them live? Benevolent, too. We don't know. Resolve is our issue. Softness such as yours will not bring them to heal. Their greed knows no bound, their memory, honor, no history. What use have we of prisoners? What examples do we set others by letting them live? Or we forgive again? Shit. Fine. Shit. There's a lot of them. I don't know what we should do here. Yeah, I don't really know.
Surrounds me.
The fangs. The fangs are not... Oh. The fangs are not the ones that we...
Margaret's fire
Hello.
casts light in dark places.
Stop, friend or foe. The man in bloodsuck armor points his blade at you as his wounded and weary comrades flock into position behind him. Trickle blood runs from a cut on his brow down to his neck, staying a locket worn on a gold chain. You're not Glenfathan. Tightens the grip on the sword's handle. I'm Ogren, friend or foe, I said. We could just foe and kill him. Calm down, I'm a friend. Defiance Day +4. Sword still pointing at you, the man gives a sideway glance to his companions and nods. The mercenaries lower their weapons. By the flame, the hero of Defiance Bay. A rare and welcome sight, friends this far from home. Gives a concerned look at this mercenary company. Look at us, hiding in rocks and holding in our guts. The fangs, they've bloodied us and now we're trapped. What it sent me. What happened? Resourceful girl. He huffs a chuckle before returning to his humorless frown. We assume the Glenfathans killed her before coming upon us. I'm relieved she's alive. Doubly relieved she brought help. He rests his sword, still caked with blood, across his shoulders. The tribesmen ambushed us just as we made camp. The fight was a lopsided slaughter. In the melee, someone tripped through the campfire. We were lucky in that regard. The stench of burning flesh and the choking smoke obscured the scene, and a few of us managed to withdraw. We ran to these ruins through a group, but now we're trapped. The face painters are just south of our position. They have us cornered. No doubt they're happy to let us starve while they rest and rebuild their strength for attacking anew. His left hand idly toys with a locket worn around his neck. Seems as we'll be making our last stand, he mutters as he clenches the gold ornament. Can't you flee to the north? Run that way. Maybe even the Glenfathans if we're quick, but got a pack of Stelgers up there. Give the option to rather some face painter kill me right quick, then die slowly bite to bite to a feral cat. Oh. If I didn't know better, I'd wonder those beasts are working with the tribesmen. I'm sure they're just following their stomachs. Just look at us, limping on our injuries and covered in blood. Must smell like the butcher shop. Maybe I can help you get out of here alive. We'll take any help we can get. We're pinned between the Stelgers to the north and the Fangs to the south. If you can scatter either group, they'll clear an escape route for us. Gents, gather up your gear and lace up your boots. Looks like we have a chance at heading home. When our path is clear, north or south, give us the word. We'll beat a hasty retreat back to the Deerwood. I shall. Shh. Probably go kill the cats. Now, we're probably going to end up having to attack and kill the people anyway, but Yeah, because I think the Fangs are the people who we don't really like that much anyway, to be honest. And Fathin... Twice split arrows, that's the bad one. Bad, not... I can't remember, there's like the one that we like are like the Hunters of Gallowayne or something, right? Yeah, here. The Maw. Do we have notes on it? I just want to look. Locations, nope. Or? No. Whatever. We're gonna side with these people anyway. Whatever.
Slowly now.
Let's go kill some very large cats. I'm not too bad, actually. Not too bad today. Had a good... Oh, Jesus, that is a lot. Had a good day off yesterday. So overall, not bad. Ooh. This is a mistake.
I'm ready.
There's a lot of them. There's a lot of them. Oh god, there's a lot of them. The poor wolf is soloing them. Yeah, it was fun. Hanging out, doing, just building and random stuff. Setting up plans for the weekend. Yeah, let's hit that one. Ooh. Yes, endurance. Probably heal them up, please.
I'm ready.
Yes?
So, we got a little messed up because I kind of walked into that.
Oh,
Just
keeping an eye out.
Oh, there's a straggler, huh? Oh, there's a lot of them, actually. There's a lot. Oh, there are. Oh, interesting. These are just normal Stelgar for the most part, from the looks of it. Okay. Throw around a few of those. There's a big one over there with a lot of spirit going on. I'm a little interested in that.
How bad?
Heal. More lions killed. They're essentially big, like, saber-toothed cat-looking things.
And what does the flame reveal?
Real quick. Yeah, I'm just gonna bop that one. We can apparently talk or look into the spirit of a very large Stelgar. Over a ground hardened by dry blood and stomped leaves, the corpse of a giant Stelgar crawls with flies. Its flesh has been pierced and cut as if stabbed by spears and slashed by swords. You touch the Stelgar's flank. A cloud of flies stir into the air, and suddenly you feel the creature's remaining essence. The world around fades away. The pack rests, rocks shelter the young, full bellies. You turn away and look beyond the trees. The moon breaks over the swaying canopy. A scent in the air stirs a tingling in your mouth. You slide into the shadows, the taste of hunt filling your nostrils. Light shines on the stones by the water that falls. Prey down below. Two-legged, hair like dry grass. It moves near the water that flows. Thin legs, slow, noisy, unaware. Holds a sharp stick. Two-legged hunter, weak hunter, prey. Closer, prey. Bright moon, prey. Into the dark. Pain in your side. Sharp stick pokes out of your flank. You roar and shake it. It snaps, breaking on the stones. Wet stones, your blood. Leaves rustle, you look. Another two-legged, another hunter. Thick legs, silent steps, stripped face. Strong hunter, enemy. You leap, aiming at its neck. It moves fast. Your claws find flesh, ripping it deep, ripping it down. Wet leaves, two-legged blood. It howls. It fights back. Long claws cut through the air. They slash at your flesh. More pain, sharp pain. You strike, it strikes. Hot blood on your claws, hot cuts on your chest. The world goes red. Your strength fails. You can't breathe. The two-legged hunter looks down. Wet ground, our blood. Sharp stick above its head. Bright moon above its head. Strong hunter, the world goes dark. Okay. I mean, it was disjointed because it is a cat, so, you know, it is just a giant cat. Let's, let's just look around a little bit. Maybe, actually, we should head back and let them know. Resolve this conflict here. Don't sneak, please. Just run. I know I save compulsively, but I don't want to have to redo anything if we just die suddenly. Or a game crash, which is very rare. We've not really had many pillars crash. I've cleared the northern woods. The Stelgars won't trouble you. Esmar blinks and arches eyebrows in surprise. All of them? Creature around his eyes deepens as his smile grows. Mercenary captain turns to his company. Hear that, boys? Looks like we got a way out. Get to it. They cheer. The voices kindle a purpose and spring into march. Esmar raises his fist and shakes it. Locket dances as if jerked into life. Captain nods and gives you one last look before joining his companions. We're going to have a fight because of this, I guarantee it. Like, why'd you let them leave? I don't know, they just ran. Oh, are they gone? No, they're definitely still here. Please let me through. You know? Yep, I should have known that would happen, but whatever. I'm alright with it. Now, not really done. Cleansing flame. Ooh. Throw a ball of holy flame at her. That sounds fun. Tink. Tink. Aloth. Chain lightning. Oh. That sounds like fun. And we will simply Mind Blade and attack Stag. Whole lot went on right there. But looks like we did pretty good. Little yells. Yes, direct focus on her, I think. Yeah. Endurance. Do a little bit of that. Kill. Kill. Itomak is knocked out. Ooh. She is very strong, this woman. Well, she needs help over here as well, so. Little this. Little, I should do that. Do two of it. We both need some help. didn't quite knock her down. Alas. Alas. Alright then. You know what? Do this instead, actually. Interdiction. How are they looking? She is still up. She's still alive. Alright. Yeah, we've not really used this. Use this little beetle thing. What does that do? Ooh, that's a big beetle. That's a big beetle. Oh. Oh, what? It can shoot lightning. The yells. You just keep screaming. A little help. Oh, we can... Ooh. Disintegrate. I just want to see this go off as well. Damn it. Fine, we'll disintegrate them. I want to use it on somebody. Oh, didn't kill him, but... Oh wait, disintegration, he's still under the effect of it. Gross. Well, that was fun. We got a lot of stuff to sell. Oh look, they're all naked. Raymaker. Usable only by Ranger. Okay. Supposed to be entirely of various body parts from numerous creatures. Fangs, claw, teeth, and bones can be seen interlocking through the weapon's structure. Every inch looks sharp and dangerous to touch. It feels remarkably smooth and delicate in one's hands. Though the bowier's identity is unknown, master's understanding of archery and an uncertain degree of expertise in bestial anatomy are readily apparent. To hold Preymaker is to bear the feeling of assured victory, so the wielder's attacks will find their way to the target as a predator finds its prey. Compared to Persistence, I mean, Persistence is much more enchanted, isn't it? I'll let her hold it, but we're probably not going to use it with her.
Oh?
That was fun. Let's go. Is she still down here? Do we talk to her? Yes. Her gloved hands half been on the waves of her rebellious hair. They're really focusing on her looks, which I think is funny, considering how she first met us. Watch your approaching creatures. You did it! Her dimples frame a beaming smile. She lets out a sigh of relief and wags her finger at you. We'll be chanting your name back in the gift. Everyone knows what you've done for us, I promise. She scratches her chin with free hand and gives you a measuring look. Which other type deserve more than praise? Coin? Weaponry? Well, if nothing tangible suits your fancy, I'd gladly share my skills with you. I'd like to learn from your skills. I was hoping you'd say that. She removed the glove from her hand, stowing them in her back pocket. When you spend as much time as I do in the ruins, you learn to strike fast and to strike without warning. The key is efficiency of movement. We were granted Dungeon Delver. She walks you through several footwork drills that focus on quiet footfalls and measured breathing. Place all your weight on the false strap when you're ready to strike. Thus, for emphasis, she demonstrates a swift, silent lunge. As you follow her example, she nods in satisfaction. I think you got the grasp of it. I'm honored I could teach you something new. Half curtsies and takes her leave. Okay, I mean, what does it even do? +1 stealth, +1 mechanics, which is huge, and a little bit of extra crit damage. Extra mechanics is huge.
Oh?
Considering we use mechanics a lot. We use it a lot. We are the rogue, in a way. That didn't make the Fangs. I was still an ally, faintly good with them. Oh, I think the fangs might be this... Oh, whatever. What's done is done. Yeah, because the 3 tusked Stelgar is the dicks that we're trying to poison the leader of. This other package belongs washed down the current of the river, gleams like a wet rock. We saw a monster down here. A big troll thing. Yeah, forest lurker. A swamp lurker. Maybe we can get these one at a time, yes? I'd prefer maybe getting the aggro of just one of them.
Ready, Watcher.
Think you can do that?
Can't get a good shot with this.
Yes?
Come on. Come to me.
Let us end this!
Try not to attract the other's attention. It's a little cheesy, sure, but it helps us immensely, I think.
Certainly.
Yeah, look, there's another one here. This one actually has a blight. Okay. Now we've got the attention of everybody. Okay. That's fun. That's fun. You're going to stay onto this. I'm going to head over to a blight. Algina should probably go attack that one as well, actually. I think Adair can probably manage solo. Oh, that's a lot. They're immune to lightning, so we're not going to do chain lightning because that's dumb. Are they immune to ice? No. No, they are not. They're immune to an effect, but not to the damage. Very fun. That's a big one. It's a big rain blight. Ooh. Doing pretty well. Attack Sagani because it got dominated briefly. It's a very annoying ability of that wand, to be honest. Oh. Awakened Root.
Certainly.
What's that? This boot lies half buried in mud on the riverbank, as if it had been flushed from upstream. Deer cap. Go back and forth, make sure we didn't miss anything. Some river reed. And there is a... Oh. It's a nasty body.
Stelgar once. Similar outcome.
Not surprised, Adair. Let's talk to him. This is the hunter, I'm assuming. Beneath the raging waterfall, the corpse of an elven Glenfathan hunter lies shattered against the rocks. Broken bones protrude through its skin, but you also notice deep parallel cuts in the rotting flesh. The slashes traced almost every part of the body, as if it had been ravaged by a dozen blades. This man probably died before his fall from the cliffs above. You touch the dead elf's forehead, droplets of water glistening down its purple surface, and you feel a sudden jolt from the hunter's lingering essence. The world around you fades away. You're walking among the underbrush without making a sound. Moonlight catches sight of your arms, shining them pale. You quickly dart again into the shadows of the giant trees of the Northweald. Your blood brother is not so deft as you expected. Look at him. Frail, unaware. Doesn't deserve to share the glory of this hunt. Been countless seasons since a Stelgar like this one, twice the size of its lesser kin, has roamed the forest near Twin Elms. Arthur fell for the trick. You almost feel pity for him, but you're convinced to yourself that he'd only get in the way once the killing begins. He'll be safer by the river, expecting that we'll flank the Stelgar when it comes out to drink. This kill will only be yours. A Stelgar is larger than you imagined. It stands without fear atop the waterfall's ridge, its silhouette cutting a monstrous hole against the mantle of the night sky. A beast of legend, a true hunter. Your hand tightens around the shaft of your father's spear. The weight feels balanced, just right as you prepare the throw. You put everything into it. The spear flies true and hits its mark. The Stelgar didn't even hear a sound. Its blood spills bright on the rocks, yet it stands unfazed. The beast pounces. Moonlight shines over its great fangs. Your hands draw your blades without a second thought as you lunge forward to meet this monster. It's fast. It's ripping your flesh apart. You stab at the darkness engulfing you, deep, again and again. There's no slowing its embrace. Oh, Sagani leveled up.
Yes? Nice and quiet.
So really it wasn't foul play on the other guy's part. He was trying to take the glory for himself, and his hubris got him killed. This ranger abilities. We already have... Actually, oh wait. I'm going to actually back out. She doesn't have a modal, does she?
Ready, Watcher.
No. Maybe it's finally time we get one. Arrow sense, or just passive deflection. Predator sense. Defensive bond. We have swift aim, better attack speed, better reload speed, less accuracy. But she already has high accuracy, and her bow would have high accuracy. A Master's Call calls the ranger's animal companion to his or her side, calling the companion to move back to the ranger at increased speed, ignoring engagement and knocking any enemies in the way prone. Interesting. Stunning shots. Takes advantage of enemy distraction while engaged by the ranger's animal companion. Stunning the enemy is a secondary attack when the ranger lands a hit or critical hit. Really? So you can stun them when you are both attacking the same person? That sounds amazing. Oh yeah, we're getting stunning shots. Absolutely.
Oh?
Be cautious.
Be constant.
To whispers and shadows.
Head up this hill. We're pretty much done with this area, I think. There's a young bear. There's some bears around. I almost don't want to kill them because they're just little bear
I'll
boys.
see what I can find. I'll see what I can find.
Just move around them for now. Let's see what's going on down here. Elder antelope. Big antelope. Is there anything of actual interest here? Why? I don't think I want to kill the bears, to be honest. I'm actually going to leave them. I don't really think there's much point in... No. What did... Oh. I guess we have to. Okay.
Let us end this.
Shit. Tried to be nice, but we got caught on the way out, unfortunately.
Nice and quiet.
Yeah, there's not even anything there.
I shall be discreet.
An Audra beetle. Over there? Ooh.
Be cautious.
Oh, there's a cave as well.
Oh?
Collect. We sent the wolf to collect it.
Certainly.
Skein bone. Where did you see the beetle? Where did you see the beetle? Hello? Oh, over there.
Keeping an eye out.
Okay. Yeah, let's go over here then. Everybody, please. Come on. Let's go. Come on. Let's go.
Yes?
Slow and silent.
Oh, Trigon. I'm gonna save him for this because those things are deadly. They're the fuckers that always stun us. So I'm just going to put everything into it. You...
Hey.
Destroyed. Get owned. Oh, there's another one. Uh-oh. Well, sure, this will be fine. I don't suppose it's a humanoid, right? No, it's not. A wall. Yeah, let's put a wall down. Okay. I'm going to switch over to an arbalist and just start shooting it. Really all you can do. Endurance, help. Shoot.
Let's burn this.
I don't actually think are these the ones that... I don't actually think they're the ones that make us dominate. I think that they're actually different. Maybe Aloth should back up. Maybe he should back up. It's probably a good idea.
Yes? Hey.
You stupid fucking wolf. It's not a wolf, but whatever, you know what I mean. Nope. Endurance is a little in the way. Throw up mirrored image, and then do that. Perhaps. Wow, that works. Get the stick out and start beating his ass. There we go. Good old bows. And we'll just do a little magic. It's probably a bad idea to try to detonate it this close, but... Oh, does it not? It might not actually hurt us. That's, interesting.
Lava. Beyond.
Well, that was a lot of... Yeah, that was just a lot. Probably could have handled that much better. Oh. Is this how you get to the nest? It is. Oh, wow. A lot of loot. Clouds above the cliff of the north will reflect on the iridescent surface of this pillar of Audra. Well, let's real quick go into this cave. I mean, some of them, like Aloth, are pretty drained, so... Cave, and then probably rest, and then the nest. However, I think with that, we're going to take a quick 5-10 minute break. It's right around that time. And when we get back, we're going to go die in a cave. Be right back. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back. Let's get right back into it, shall we? There we are. Now, I'm curious, how close are we to a thing? We're a long ways off, so... maybe by fighting the dragon, though. How big do you think the nest is? That'd be fun. We're gonna go into this cave, though, and see what, dangers lie ahead. Might just be a bear cave. Or, considering the area, maybe a Stelgare cave.
I'll see what I can find.
Oh, even worse, it's a lurker. Why is there a forest? Oh. Uh-oh. This is bad. Yes, let's just go directly for her. Everyone else split up and go for them. Aloth, who doesn't really have many spells left.
I'm here.
Bonk. So since it's free, we might as well throw out Armor of Faith. It appears that we are... this temple kind of works for us. Because they can't be in the same... like, they kind of can't... well, now they can. Before it was limited to only one from the looks of it.
Finish them!
It wasn't as bad as I thought. They're not as powerful as I thought they were. The Delimgon, Adragon, or whatever.
Laying low.
The Gons, they're nasty. We eventually have to deal with that one that's in Caer Nua, because we still need to get to the bottom of it. We need to deal with the Nua. Oh. Oh. I'm not even going to try to say that word. Damn you, Welsh. Your complexities. I love it, though. It's a great language. Lovely. Just very difficult.
Hey.
Aloth, with your very few spells. Jolting Touch. Damper. You know what?
How may I help?
Let's throw out a Fireball Scroll. Really? Coffee with honey. I don't know if... well, I don't like honey. I mean, coffee. I love honey. I don't like coffee to start with, so personally, probably wouldn't be for me, but... and it doesn't sound bad. Never been much of a coffee person, though. Get her. Get her ass. That's probably not the best. Probably, maybe should be drinking it non-stop. It's a little much caffeine in it.
Yes.
Whoa, that's
Finish
quite...
them!
was that per day? I feel like that's kind of a lot.
Certainly.
Although I guess it depends on how big the
I'm on the
cups
trail.
are. that's kind of a lot. Not gonna lie.
To whispers and shadows.
I mean, that's definitely better, but that's not good. Yeah, so, I mean, yeah, caffeine's a hard one to measure, I think, sometimes. And I know I'm bad about intake of shit like that. Or training grounds. So we only have 3 more left. It's funny, I had all of this built well before this far. We're being a little quicker about doing stuff, I think, than the last when I played. Sure. I don't even really look at those. Let's go. Oh. I'm going to save first then. I didn't think it was a story event thing. A winding stair hugs the cliffside, providing an impressive view as you work your way higher and higher. Not too far along the path, however, you find your progress interrupted. A large boulder appears to have fallen onto the road from somewhere up above, and now sits squarely in your way. I'm going to examine the area. Boulder's nearly flush with the cliff face, preventing you from passing by on that side. While on the narrow edge of the cliff, however, there's a narrow space just wide enough to follow across the other side. The boulder's line has crushed the steps beneath it, however. Oh yeah, no, we're going to clear the way. Chiseling with the boulder proves a slow and wearing endeavor, especially when several sections of the boulders prove too hard to carve through, forcing you to aim elsewhere. For a long while, your efforts pay off, and a section of the boulder splits away. Damn, did we just fatigue yourself? I hope not. With the echoing clatter of the rocks tumbling down the side of the cliff. Sound seems to stir something overhead. A shadow crosses the path quick as lightning, and vanishes before you can catch a glimpse of what has cast it. But you do see the rapidly growing silhouettes of several more rocks flung down at you from above. Is he throwing rocks at us? Scrambled action, the party ducks under a small rocky protrusion along the cliff face, but apparently I stumbles, left just short of shelter. A sudden hailstorm of fist-sized rocks and scattered debris rains down upon them. Battered and bruised, we leap the final distance to safety. For a short while, the thunder and rumble of falling stones fades away. Your ordeal past, you continue your climb. The rest of the journey proceeds without incident. At last, you find yourself at the base of a final twisting set of steps, above which you can see the towering pillars of Halea's nest. Ooh. Okay, look at that. That's quite cool. Concussion, bruised ribs. Wow, okay. I mean, since we don't have the bonus of the celestial thing, I'm just going to immediately rest again. I'm not going to deal with that. Hello, 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 hello. Welcome. Hello, Barabulus. Bara's probably easiest.
Flame and sound.
Hello, hello. We're about to get eaten by a dragon. Fun. Oh, Cloud Singer Songbird. This bird constantly hides its head under its long wings, their light blue feathers mottled by stripes of gray and white. Despite the reclusive nature of the species, this cloud singer bursts into elaborate songs when nudged. Oh yeah, that quest that we're not really doing because I'm not going to be a dick. I'm not taking that lady's bird. Not for some weirdo that's trying to eat them. That's also just not how it works. That's ominous. Why is it stealing? I guess from the dragon?
Laying low.
Laying low. Creep up the stairs. Creepy creep. I'm going to take this opportunity to have some food. What do we got? I'm just going to take it all out. Drinks too. What all that? We have 26 beer. Why? What can we cook for food too? Farmer spread. Brow tie. Cookie. Cookie. We're just going to fill... I mean, we're just going to give the good stuff to us, I think. Just a little bit, and then... Dexterity, perception, con, might. Everyone gets a beer. I don't know how much these things stack, so I'm just going to use up a bunch of it. Really don't know how the food stacks, to be honest. Just shove a bunch of food into our mouths right before a dragon fight in classic RPG fashion. Like, the edges of the bones are brittle and blackened. Holy shit. It's walking.
Right. What's the plan again?
Don't die? Look at that dragon, that's cool. As you reach the summit of the mountain, a gust of wind stirs the air. You hear a noise like the snapping of sails, and the sky is briefly blotted out. A dragon lands before you, shaking the ground beneath your feet. It draws itself up to its full height and spreads its wings, barring your passage. Its neck, its back, and the ridge of its spine are covered with magnificent plumage. It hisses at you, and while the sound is unlike any language you've ever heard, the beast's meaning is utterly clear.
Vermin invading my nest, threatening my hatchling. You shall feed my young.
A small worm crouches in the corner of the temple behind the dragon. You have young here.
I will protect my last hatchling to the death, and that death will be yours, rodent.
She is the goddess of motherhood.
And of the sky and all winged creatures, even my kind know of her.
Is that why you came here?
I came to care for my remaining hatchling. My kind requires territory. Few places are safe for our young. This is a lesson that cost me the rest of my brood.
We could have it stay. Let's try. I kind of like the idea of letting it. Like, I guess technically, if you think about it, it would honor. I don't want to ruin the quest though. No, I'm gonna go with it. I don't care if we. I think we're gonna go. I think I remember something about you just have to convince the goddess that it was the right move or something. Actually, that being said, it might be for the best. Let's go with this first. You'll kill many if they stay. Oh. Really? No. No, I thought that was... I thought that'd be like... I didn't know it was just going to attack. Okay. Again, I don't usually do reloads, but...
Certainly.
I didn't think that would result in combat, to be honest. So let's do that again, and I'm just...
Right.
Oh, I see it now.
What's the plan again?
Look at the little baby.
Vermin invading my nest.
Little baby.
You shall feed my young.
Let's go sent to get you to leave. Oh, really? Fucking hell. I just want to see what the other options do. Okay. Okay. I get it. I get it.
Certain?
Don't deviate from the path. Do the options we did last time. I get you. I get you. I get you.
I rather hoped we'd be sneaking up on it.
Oh yeah, we got a different one because we didn't. Okay.
Vermin invading.
Get
I
young
will
here.
protect my last hatchling to the end of the sky and all winged creatures. I came to care for my remaining hatchling.
I have not.
My
No.
kind requires territory.
I know there's
Few places
achievements
are
related
safe
to
for
like
our young.
killing it.
This is a lesson that cost me the
In fact, there's
rest
one.
of
Yeah,
my
kill the sky dragon and the Audra dragon. But I'm not really going for achievements, so I don't know. I don't have to kill it. I've not fought it before though. But I kind of like the idea of telling it to stay, because it kind of does honor the goddess of, you know, motherhood in the sky and such. Technically. It's double eyes, that's cool too. Good dragon. Yeah. I kind of like that idea of that option. So let's try it. Because also we don't have to work. Technically, if we can't convince Halea that we did it and like we failed the quest because of doing this, we don't care technically because we already have the blessing of some gods, so we can continue the main quest whenever we want. Then we'll go with this then. You should stay. Raising your offspring will honor Halea.
So be it. Go then, and with my thanks.
That simple. It's very pretty though. Look at it. It's got a babey. Look at that though. It is huge. What was that? Curse of Cold and Clay. Oops. All across the Eastern Reach, people are being buried in graveyards and returning from the dead as vampires. Extermination by locals have revealed that animancers have tampered with several grave sites prior to the burial. Local lords have released bounties for the capture of whoever is responsible. Fortunately, the rapid spread of events leads many to believe that a group, not a single individual, is behind the experiments. Yeah, let's send him off. It's obvious. Dragon. Was it? It's all stealing this, huh? Well, this little baby. What that little babby?
I'm on the trail.
I'm not gonna steal from it. We're pretty well set for equipment. Not like we actually have to care. It's very pretty. I like this design. It's also strange that it seems bipedal. Interesting. Very interesting. Let's go. Oh yeah, we have to go. Let's go back here to talk to the two gods we did quests for. And then we're gonna have to go do we don't have to, but we could. I guess it depends on if we actually. I want to rest. I want to get that bonus from the suite. The Celestial Suite. So I think I remember it being pretty good. Resolve. Resolve is our main issue. It really...
This
Oh,
he may have returned a drunk or an invalid.
Maybe. But the search for Persock is just as important as what I find.
Is that right? And what if you return empty-handed, eh?
I never return empty-handed.
speaking of, we've not found where they are. Where are they? Are we missing something? We might be missing something. I'm just going to see if maybe there's a location that we missed. Oh. I see. We missed the location. Okay, good to know. So I think we're going to do... Let's do that real quick. Let's go this, talk to the two gods, and then go hop over and do Sagani's quest. I didn't even realize that we missed an area.
Greetings.
Room. Yes, 2 might, 2 con, 2 resolve. Well worth it. While we're in town, we could sell stuff. Nah. We don't really need to, not right now. We can wait. Because maybe after doing Sagani's thing, we'll head on over to Caer Nua. Maybe we'll try to push a little bit further. I'd like to at least finish the paths. I know I'm not going to get the achievement for killing, the Sky and the Below Dragon, the Audra. But I would at least like to explore fully the paths of Caer Nua. Just to see what's down there. Because, I mean, I've seen what's down there at the very end, but... give it a try, even though I don't think we're high enough level to get to it. But maybe we can get a level or 2 further. Especially now that we have access to spells to prevent domination, which was our main issue. So we kept getting mind controlled. Go, hey, about that dragon. You kneel. While you pray, you feel the space around your body shift and melt, and you find yourself in a vision of the mountaintop temple. Yet you see neither worshippers nor a dragon, but a tree. The limbs wrap around the perimeter of the temple, tapering into twigs and branches of all sizes and angles. It seemed too long and too numerous to be held up by the meager trunk, but they hold steady in the breeze. A single sparrow lands on the nearest branch. It watches you. Whistle to the bird. You whistle the first tune that pops into your head. The sparrow blinks its beady eyes and hops closer to you on the branch. It bobs its tiny head and opens its beak, and the rich, trilling melody that spills forth is the song of a chorus of birds. A massive flock descends with a thundering of wings and whooping, screeching, chirping calls. They fill the boughs of the tree by the thousands. Birds of every shape, size, and color, nestling next to one another. Pelagina, she sighs. To be honest, I really can't stand birds. Yeah. A breeze ripples through the air. The limbs sway, creaking with a strange, gentle rhythm. A few hundreds of the birds flit from their branches, forming a brilliantly variegated flock in front of the tree. I have not seen that word before. As they meet and swoop in unison, you catch a glimpse of someone looking back at you, cloaked by the flurry of feathers.
You journeyed to my temple and found the dragon. Yet instead of driving it off, you allowed it to stay. The songs of my faithful will never again fill the nest. and the beast and her young will slaughter many to feed their hunger.
We don't have the lore. Let's try dragons like your birds are creature of the sky. Every life bears a cost.
And each should create wonders of commensurate value. What does a dragon create?
Big dragons create baby dragons. No. Yeah, beauty. Great and powerful and colorful, they are a marvel to behold.
Their might inspires countless songs and tales, and the span of their wings fills canvases across Aora. And you are one whose soul is filled with the same passionate energy. Indeed, you are the right person to end this tragedy.
I already know that Theos Ix Arcana has gone ascend in shadow to strengthen the work with thousands of souls. The birds return to the tree and nestle amongst their peers. The breeze ripples through the branching, carrying the goddess's voice.
Then you have earned the favor of another.
Oh, man.
But stopping Theos will not heal the Deerwood. You must guide the trapped souls back to the bodies they were stolen from. Hollow-born children whose eyes have never seen the sun.
You could restore them, give their families hymns of joy after years of lament. Peace and restoration give purpose to suffering. There's no meaning, no redemption in pain that does not lead to fulfillment. Symmetry demands that great rejoicing follow suffering such as this. I'm not sure it's possible to truly undo the harm he's caused, which it's not, but we can try. Perhaps the years cannot be forgotten. Some perhaps it is already too late. But if you could restore even one soul, kindle one spark of life, raise one voice in joy, it'd be worth it. There's another side to this, Aloth says. You've seen the consequences of a soul disjointed from its own cycle. Could these children ever truly return? Perhaps it'd be better to allow them to find new lives? How can they continue to another when they have not fully lived this life? To pass along to another now is cutting a stanza from a poem, a verse from a song.
When you reach the burial isle, you will find souls there that I have granted reprieve for their sins. I give these to you, for only they can bear you to safety on your journey down. And when you face Theos and the rotting fruits of his endeavors, remember the conversation we have had. In that moment, you will have power rivaling a god's. And after it, you will live in the world that you have chosen. Choose Restoration, Watcher. Return the souls to the bodies they were stolen from. Swear to me that you will do this, and I shall give you power to make even Woodica quake. I can be merciful and terrible, Watcher.
Great wings dart against the sun and fall behind the tree, casting a blinding shadow across the temple. The brief of moments. Yes, I need to...
Wait. I'm not done with you.
Oh, Palagina's going for her. Birds wheel and pivot, showing a flash of pale feathers. Who's that who speaks in anger? I'll let...
It's not often that any of our kind get the chance to speak to their... What should I call you? My mother? Father? Those words seem to fall short and yet be too generous, given our history.
The birds cock their heads, craning and twisting their necks to look at one another. You are angry with me.
What did you expect? Should I be happy? To be like this? To live like this? What kind of creator does this to her creation and abandons it in a world this cruel?
And should I have plucked you from your home, wrapped you in my wings, and brought you to a nest like this one? Some tranquil and harmonious place far from the war chants and battle dances you love so well? Tell me what you want.
All I've ever wanted from any of your kind is to take some responsibility. Any responsibility for what you've done. To us. To every one of the children you've abandoned.
The birds flap their wings, rising from the branches. You are a song of ferocity, and one I love well. I hear your furor and rage, and it is magic. Your prowess and valor leave a trail like a tapestry upon the world. I would not dampen your song, even with the comfort of my wings.
What does that mean?
Oh,
Come back here!
There's no response. Palgina's fist clenched in frustration. Yeah, we're benevolent. Sorry to get the answers you're looking for. Deserve better.
We all deserve better.
She's angry. She's got some words to say to the gods, which is also funny as a paladin. That's Halea, so we have an option of who to get a blessing from. I actually feel like our character might be more with Halea, who wants to help people, because they want to give it back to the people remaining to strengthen them. That really doesn't sound like a good idea, though. First of all, it doesn't sound like something that we would do, but also it's putting another soul into a person who's already living with their own soul, I feel like is going to cause a lot of problems. Talk to Rimergond. Pray again, and a vision of the white plane emerges. Driving wind returns in a chaos of whirling snow. Something moves at the center of the blizzard, plodding but relentless. As the snowstorm gets closer, you see an oryx, as colossal and slow as a glacier. Its shaggy white hair is matted with frost, but beneath it, ribs like a ship's frame protrude. Visible puffs of air issue from Sigani's gaping mouth. It's the beast of winter. Yes, it is. A man, emaciated and almost naked, huddles at the beast's leg. His body is scored with lash marks, and his nose and ears have been carved from his face. His black eyes pierce the whiteout. That would be Skane, yeah. By the wheel. Skane. The oryx stops and stands before you, enveloping you in the violent blizzard that surrounds it. Though its mouth does not move, the beast speaks in a deep, thunderous voice.
A clan of Glamfelin ventured from the white fat wens to find the crack in the ice. When you sealed it, you damned their souls to a slow weathering here, one they had sought to escape.
Let's just go... I don't remember. Benjamin endanger the rest of Old Song. Yeah. They endangered a lot more than that. Or just, that's what your vision directed.
A fitting reply from an obedient servant. No guile with you, indeed.
The scarred man rubs his hand together and nods, simpering and craven. That's Skane there.
For each there is a season watcher. Winter's shroud covers all things in its time. The heat and energy of life dissipates, and untethered essence fades into chaos. But entropy is a chisel of ice and a hammer of wind. It is not for mortals to wield these tools.
This is Andra now. The world shudders beneath you and a great crack echoes across the white expanse. The ice splits at your feet, waves lapping through the rift.
The Watcher seeks something long lost. What is it you search for?
I kind of like understanding who I was, what the past means now.
Your past is one of loss and sorrow. The key to it is Theos, a man who has been forgotten to you for many lifetimes.
Yet there is a greater plot at work here, Watcher. Theos acts not for himself. He is the Burned Queen's quiet slave, a master of secrets and schemes.
Theos is a winter gale, unseen by the world even while he carves and shapes it. Woodica directs him, sending him to wipe her enemies from Eora.
And Animancy as well. He would see those secrets lost, the knowledge forgotten.
Vagina turns you and speaks softly through a small grin. If I don't make it through this, assuming it's not too much to ask, please tell the Dukes that I did tell them so.
And he would see his mistress grow fat on the essence of thousands. For her, he has harvested the unborn souls of the deerwood.
It's impossible to tell whether Skane's ragged expression is a smile or a snarl. First of all, let's start. Why does he hate animancy?
He believes that some knowledge is best lost to mortals.
More importantly, Woodica despises it, and he yields to the will of the exiled queen in all things.
Yeah, Aloth doesn't like animancy either, to be honest. What does Woodica want with these souls?
To consume them. To collect her evaporating power, rebuilding what the turning ages have stripped from her.
She would reclaim her status like an island of silt dredged from the sea.
With this fresh, raw essence, Woodica will seize power over those gods and kith who have refused to acknowledge her authority, the ultimate act of vengeance.
I actually like Skane's voice. I don't know, it seems fitting, oddly enough. Yeah, what now?
Theos has removed these souls from the cycle. They are ice melting in the sun. Let them fade.
Let them forget this world and be forgotten by it.
Take the souls she so desires and grind them into dust. Let her see her careful schemes thoroughly ruined.
That last one sounded a little nastier than the other two. For several seconds, the waves wash quietly against the ice, and the ark stands silently amidst the churning flurries.
It is the destiny of all things to crumble and join the chaos that follows this world. Some seek it willingly, as you have seen.
To mingle, roiled and stirred by the tides of the universe. It is not an unkind fate.
Why do you oppose Woodica?
She desires to order chaos and shackle the agents of change in the world. Under her, all things would remain static and frozen according to her laws.
Even now, she only barely keeps the pact of the gods to leave the affairs of kith in mortal hands. She moves in Theos where she cannot move directly.
And so we call on you to do the same. Such are the schemes of the queen that was.
Since it's an option, you could give these souls the very fate you sought to deny the Glenfellan Pope?
I am the beast of winter. I neither speed nor alter my path for the whims and desires of kith. I take souls at the time of my choosing, be it mote by mote or in a sudden tempest of chaos.
These souls, they have already forgotten their place in this world. They have been lost to existence. Let them be memorialized and mourned for an age, and then forgotten entirely. When you reach the burial isle, we will send lost souls to guide you through the pit. This is our gift to you. What you do after you face Theos will be your choice, but we would have you set the stolen essence adrift.
And whether you would heed us or no, understand that our end comes to all things eventually. Help us achieve it, and we shall reward you now with a power to rival Theos's.
But do not choose lightly. We forget nothing, least of all a betrayal.
Do not wait forever. We wait, but Theos does not.
Rimergon continues towards you, swallowing you in a blinding, deafening snowstorm. You experience a dizzying, exhilarating disorientation, oblivious to the landscape around you, and even the reality of your own body. You hear a noise that could be the shrieking winds or Skane's screeching cackle, and then it recedes with everything else. Rimergon reappears in the distance, charging away from you. The whiteout follows him. As the vision of snow fades, it leaves in its wake the flagstones of Caer Nua. Well, I think we still completed, even though it feels we kind of fucked it a little bit. But no, we completed the quest. Okay, so no, we're good. We're good. Good. Oh, He completed, that's right, because we did quest stuff. This is the thing about folk coming back from the grave. Heravius traveled from Hangsman Abbey to the Bay of Crowns investigating the various reports of vampire appearances. In each case, Heravius discovered that the gravesets had elaborate glass, copper, and odger devices buried around them. The distinctive intricacy of the device was traced to a Valian dwarf that had been shunned for his unpleasant practices in Salona and Ansenzi. When captured, the dwarf claimed his intent was not to create vampires, but to restore life. The vampires were created due to the dwarf's inability to solve a fundamental problem with his machinery. The incredible frequency of the dwarf's activity was not due to co-conspirators, rather its extensive use of drugs that kept him awake and frantic for days on end. Once confronted, the dwarf put up no fight and allowed himself to be taken into custody. When Heravius left, he was awaiting trial in Telenair. We got a fancy little item here. 3 uses... And cast the druid spell Garden of Life. Oh, okay. So I think we're still on it. So we have... If we do... I mean, I might. At the same time, I don't know if I don't know if our character would... But at the same time, I think... I think Barath's method is probably the one that we would do between that or Helea. Because Helea wants us to restore it to the Hollowborn children. I imagine Barath wants us to send it back into the cycle, to the wheel. Which, of course, is kind of what I think we should do. So, to do that, we're going to have to go commit some crime. We can at least try and hope for the best. So what is our resolve is not nearly high enough. Let's also just wrap up, try to wrap this up too. Why not? I really don't think we can, but we can try. Maybe we shuffle a couple items around. We can have a little bit more luck. Probably not, though.
Aye?
What?
Hey.
Actually.
Oh?
Now, we need a ton of resolve for this, right? I don't even think we can. There's no good way to boost it up, like, super high. So you don't stack these items. Affection, might. What's our intellect? It is 16. So, Dex, we have a resolve from that, yeah. Psalms. You have something that gives intellect. You do. Is 18 going to be enough? No, it's like, we need like 20, right? Oh, I was in the right one. What am I doing? But wasn't there a thing that dexterity, con... We're not doing drugs. Not going to do that. Seems like a bad idea. Can I make a food? Oh. You know what? By combining this with... Oh, hello, Aloth. Let's just switch the armors for a bit. Also, wow. I forgot that the moon godlike things extended that far. 18. 20. There we are. Now, oh, now we need... We don't have anything higher for resolve. How did we get our resolve up that high last time? I know we did it somehow. Just search through our random food for a second. Egg. Just eat an egg. Con. Con doesn't help. Con doesn't help. Stew, intellect, pie, chicken, dragon egg, but I mean, you know what? We're gonna do it. Let's go. Who do you think sells dragon food? There's a hunter and there's also a tavern person. Maybe they do. Just gonna have to stack our everything as high as it can go. It's down here. Because I'd really like to, you know, do this quest without getting killed by every tribes person in that part of the city. So to Hearthsong. Let's just do a little bit of this and hope for the best. I've seen it before. I've seen people selling dragon food.
Segani,
Yep.
what is it like not to see your children for so long? I imagine it must be difficult.
Even in my souk, I'm on the hunt more than at home. But 5 years, it's been a strain.
Then to your good fortune. Ado Vidorio. May you see them all again soon.
While we're here, we might as well sell the random bits we have. And yeah, after we do this quest, we're actually going to do... Yeah, her. Humra.
Builder's wisdom to you.
Well, this is skins and armor, isn't it? Yeah. I swear there's a hunter. Muzdin?
Hail, Estremor.
Your food. Okay. I mean, we need these as well. But you're not what I need.
Builder's wisdom to you.
No, these are just drugs and potions and stuff. Yeah, we're gonna sell her the stuff that we don't want though. Hold on. You fine Dugga. Sell that, sell that. The normal quarterstaff, the fine spear, these random swords and bows. They had fine hide. Go to the robe. Meh. That's fine. $5,000, not bad. You?
Hail, Estremor.
Dragon eggs. Actually gonna buy 2 dragon eggs. And some more alcohol. You know what? A third. We have more than enough money. Okay. We might... It looks so weird to be wearing this thing. We might be able to do this then. Dragon egg dish plus 3 resolve. Okay, so that combined with that, we have this still from the casserole, but that'll get us to 19, which I think is enough to pass the first check. I think with this we have enough intellect to pass the second check. And if all this doesn't work, then we're just going to live with it, because I'm not doing it again. How does this casserole last? Oh, it's gone. Okay. I'm not saying it lasted a while. So over here then, real quick. Once we do this, win or lose, we're going to then go do Sagani. Sagani's little quest. Level up a bit there while we decide whether or not we want to kill the two of the oldest and most powerful people in the city. We could. I mean, I think technically we've gods have sent him to. Oh yeah, we have another thing in the city. We have the brother thing. Stop. What are you doing? Yeah. Okay, we have an issue, apparently, where it does this. That's right. Okay, gotta do it like this. Scroll wheel broke. Long hunt, siege, dreaming, hunter brother. Yes, speak with Radai in the Passage of the Six. So we actually need to do that as well. Now, to do this and officially end this damn quest. This is the guy that's trying to, want us to murder his foster daughter because he believes that it's going to lead the clan to ruin.
How may I help?
What?
I'm ready.
Hey.
Just in case this does become a fight.
Yes?
Okay. Now that that's all done, wearing the wrong armor, between Dragon Egg Dish, which the grandest of omelets. Oops, not you. Not you. So we have 19 resolve and 20 intelligence. Or intellect. Now, back to this, we're going to give Simok, this leader, the poison, but he thinks it's a distilled essence. Yeah, something's wrong. What are you trying to give me? This is the essence potion you asked for. Send for Virta if you doubt it. Oh, really? Fuck. Okay, fuck it. We're fighting. I don't care. Apparently we're fighting. Fine. Fuck's sake. I mean, he should be poisoned at some point, so he's a little worse for wear. Right. Interdiction. Yeah, we're going to be fighting the entirety of this place now. Jesus. Don't think he managed to get a spell off. Okay. Zap, zap, zap. Ah, yes, we are in a bad way from the looks of it. Stop doing that. What's happening? Yeah, what the actual fuck is going on? It's just chaos. This is... I really wish that there was a way to, you know, not be stuck in a... Of course he's barely injured, okay. I'd love turn-based mode, I'll be honest. That's why I liked when Kingmaker added it, because it made it so much easier to follow what's going on. It's just chaos. Okay, Durant's revival time then. So this one? Yep. Over there. What the fuck was that? Stop. Okay. Sure. I'd love it if we could stop, like, stop doing that. They keep bouncing us around and interrupting all of our stuff. Very annoying. Oh. You know what? Fuck this quest. We're not doing it. You know what? I'm stopping this TPK before we waste another 10 minutes trying to stop it. We're just not doing this quest. Maybe we'll come back when we're a much higher level or something, but whatever.
Oh?
Fuck it. Where did my armor just... Oh, there it is. I'm not wasting the time doing the same thing over and over again. We'll come back later. On the list of things to do, this is not a very high-ranking quest. I just wanted it out of the journal. Doesn't actually matter, though, does it? So, leaving that behind, once again, we're just going... We will go here, though. We'll go to this one and finish the quest for the brother. The hunter brother. Barbarians. It would have been fun to be a barbarian. I don't know how barbarians really work in this. They seem fun. I think there's a barbarian companion in White March. As well as I think there's a monk and maybe a rogue. Maybe it's a monk and a rogue. I know there's a... I don't want to say I know. I think there's definitely a monk. Yeah. Of course, we'll do White March after we finish the base game. I think there's level scaling, so it should be fine. But even if we're super overpowered, it's pretty much just for the story, isn't it?
Tread carefully, Estermore.
Hello there. You've returned. We hope you found the truth about my brother's fate. I've completed my task. Time to speak with the Anamenfath. What did you see? Where's Fjorm? Tell me. Radai, the truth belongs to all of us, even Arthur. You know this. He hesitates for a moment. He wipes the sweat off his face, leaving traces of red paint on his hands. I'm ready to share the truth with the Anamenfath, and I'll make sure that so is Arthur. Okay, like this Anamenfath? Yes, okay. So this is the right one. Been investigating Fjorm's disappearance. Indeed, Arthur and Radai have spoken of little else. I do not envy your position. Gallus an Anams. Oh yeah, isn't that like their... Yeah, because we're a watcher, we're special. That's their word for it. Yet your testimony may resolve the tensions between the Keepers of the Stone and the twice-split arrows. When you've gathered your evidence, I'll call a healing. Yeah, let's begin. I'll summon Arthwin and Redai, their fates, and the names of their tribes. Depending on what you reveal to us, Gallus an Anams. Anams? Anams. Bethel stands at the head of the hall, lit from behind by dozens of candles. She casts a long shadow across the floor. We've gathered to weigh the claims of Arthur and Redai in the matter of Fjorm's disappearance. To that end, we are honored by the presence of a Gallus an Anams, whose insight will render us a verdict. Help us render a verdict. Also have no idea if I'm pronouncing that right. I'm just giving it a go. Murmurs of astonishment echo from the front of the hut. We begin with Arthur's claim. He asserts that Fjorm lured him into a confrontation with the Stelgar, and he slew the beast on his own. Fjorm, he says, exiled himself, fearing that the knowledge of his actions would heap shame on the Keepers of the Stone. He holds up a tooth as long as her arm. As evidence, he brings a fang from the great Stelgar. On the other hand, Redai says that his brother was tricked and murdered by Arthur during the hunt. A hunter of Fjorm's renown would not have fallen the blood hunt, but by treachery. Her shadow flickers and dances in the candlelight as she looks at you. And now, we turn to our Gallus an Anams. We ask only that you share your observation, that we can find closure for these two tribes. What fate befell Fjorm? I mean, we're not about to start being deceptive, really. We are almost at honest 5, I think, even if you can even go that high. So be honest. Fjorm is dead. So what? He stares at you, his face contorted between surprise and anger. He turns to Arthur and, how, you puny weakling? Yenamfath whips her neck towards the tribesman. Do not forget your place. Redai's chest balloons. Also, I'm keeping it at like a low level, not yelling like they would, because I don't want to blow the mic out and deafen everybody. Because it gets very peaky if I get too loud. Redai's chest balloons, but he quickly lowers his chin in obedience. Arthur's eyes dart from side to side. The Yenamfath continues. It saddens us to know this truth, but we must still reveal it deeper. This is so. How did the giant Stelgar died? Fjorm killed the giant beast. Of course he did. He shakes his fist and looks at everyone in the hall. Arthur is just a feeble hunter from the twice-split arrows and a liar. Fur bristles along Bethel's arms. Silence. Her slitted pupils narrow as she regards you. Now we come to it. Claim the truth for the 6 tribes. And this is the truth. Fjorm tricked Arthur and fought the giant Stelgar by himself. They killed each other in the fight. Arthur tried to cover Fjorm's shame, but lied about besting the creature. Your words echo along the passages of the 6 to the solemn audience. Bethel nods. It is as you say. We thank you for sharing your truth with us. Yenamfath turns to Arthur and Redai. Brothers of the tribes, let these wounds mend. Go in peace and contemplate the shame brought into our hearth. I mean, I took that. Yeah, what's up? Let's have a word with us. She turns back to you. A shame upon both tribes is not what I would have wanted. When we must learn to turn our faces to these harsh truths, if we're to survive the coming seasons. Your integrity is a boon to us. Please accept this with our thanks. Ooh, we got a thing. Ooh. Sheathed in autumn. A legend of the living land speaks of a marvelous and dangerous garden watched over by 4 guardians. Northern wind, southern gale, western sun, and eastern moon. To protect the garden from those who disturb its wonders, and to protect hapless wanderers from the ravenous beasts and carnivorous plants within, starting to lose the ability to speak, apparently. The guardians diverted travelers with their respective domains. Frigid and buffeting winds, glaring daylight, and the darkness of night. 3 would stand alert each season, while 1 guardian rested. They said that Northern Wind left this sword sheathed in the mountain snows each year during its autumn respite. It is a superb. Does freeze damage plus 1 enemy is engaged. I mean, compared to our original, I like this that it's increasing our constitution. But it's actually, maybe it's time we get a better sword. We have had whispers of Yenwood for so long. Maybe it's time we get a new sword. Or we can switch out the mace, but I kind of like the mace. I kind of like dual wielding it. Kind of like it. And we can even upgrade it if we want to spend the money. Which I will. And I'm going to switch out Yenwood for the... Oh, look at that. We're going to keep Yenwood on us, though. Look at that, though. It's pretty. And just because we could do... put the mace with corrosive on it. That'd be fun. Corrosive, burning, freezing, shocking. I'm gonna go corrosive. We have enough fire damage in this thing. And of course, he's not using his staff, so he doesn't get the fire damage. Actually, he does. He can cast fireball with it. So actually, but her special thing is fire. His thing is fire. There, we have fire down. Don't have a lot of acid though. Can I? Good, it fixed itself. So we still have that. I don't care. So now, there's this one which we're not doing. This is the Endless Paths. This is the Endless Paths. We're going to do this one now. This is White March, I think. The start of... No, this is the White March. This is... Maybe we'll do this one soon. Maybe after Sigourney, we'll go back to Caer Nua. We'll delve beneath it, and then we'll go do this. Sounds kind of fun. This is a pain in the ass. This is... We need to find more allies or something for that, if I remember. Alright. To the west. I think if we want to, we could go back into Defiance Bay as well, but... Let's go. To Searing Falls, apparently. Yeesh. Training grounds are complete, and one other thing has happened. Payday. So now we have, I think we have 3 left. Warden's Lodge. Actually... something gives more security. Oh, okay, it's fine. It'll all even out, I think. 42, 41. Yeah, it all evens out to 43, 43. Yeah, a bit. I mean, when am I not tired, though, so... Nothing too bad. There it is. Pearlwood Bluff. Plus, I am cutting back on caffeine as well lately, so I'm tired more often. Because energy drinks, not good for you. Not when you have him all the time.
Silence surrounds me.
I like how green the
Do
grass
these look
is.
like the cliffs from your vision?
I think so. Thorpe, I wonder if we're high level for if we're too high level for this. I think we might be.
Dead on.
We might be, but it's fine. Die. Actually, that being said, these are actually kind of powerful, these guys. So it's not that bad.
Yes?
You know, it's not a complete slaughter. They actually did decent damage. I mean, we didn't have to use any of our stuff, obviously, but...
Certainly.
Let's head north. I imagine that we have to go west for the cliffs. Oh, a lurker, huh? Oh, hello.
How may I?
I'll just throw out a little spell.
Dead on.
And I'll throw out this.
Hmm?
Yeah, we missed this area when we
Slow and silent.
yeah, when we came through last time. In the bay below, waves roll towards Defiance Bay. I can hear. There it is. I could hear it stomping.
Dead on. That's it.
Just touch everybody up. A little bit of healing. Admeth's wort.
Certainly.
Wart? Wart. Weird.
I'm on the trail.
It's a blight there.
Finish them.
Just a small blight. By itself, no, it was not, but it's fine.
Dead on.
It's fine.
Let us end this.
That's it.
What?
Here we go. They are very loud.
Certainly.
Margren's fire casts light in
Oh,
dark places.
hello there. We're gonna save you for last because you, I think, are what we're looking for. I hear another one. Also a man? Dead adventure. Okay. Oh, there's a drake. And a forest lurker.
Finish them.
Let's catch the forest lurker out by itself.
For the Republic.
Now let's go for the drake. Alone, it's not an issue.
Sharp eyes
Oh.
and keen ears.
Oh, look at that. Now this might be a thing. Let's go for that. Itumak. Also. I mind blade you. You. That. Oh, wow. There is another Purgas. Fireball. Bonk. And back to the pistol for now. Itumak attack. You are hobbled. That's fine. Oh wow. Yeah.
Yes.
She summoned a blight, I think. She's summoning several blights, actually. That's not good.
Can't get a good shot with this.
Just walk in a bit. You know what? Smack. This thing is on our side temporarily because of Aloth. You. Where is Adair? There it is. Everyone gang up on the dragon, the Drake.
Oh?
That dive bomb scares me every time. Just plummets. Okay then.
I'm on the trail.
Lovely. Now we just head down here to the end of Sigane's quest, which I've never done before. Here's a rock. Oh. And a soul. As you approach the edge of the bluff, you recognize the exact location from your vision of Persok. He was here not long ago. Sigane stands alert, the Ardra statuette in one hand while she scans the cliff. You close your eyes, feeling the ether for some trace of Persok's presence. The darkness behind your eyelids takes shape. You feel Persok running through the forest this time, hurtling and dashing around rocks and trees. The scenery whizzes by too fast. You can't make out the details between the blurred greenery. Something looms out of the tree ahead of you. Persok finally stops in front of an Ardra arch. Here's our lore. Remember hearing about this place. Supposedly there's a row of Ardra pillars nearby.
Then I'll follow. In these visions, I don't suppose you're getting a sense for who Persok is now.
No,
We're getting
unfortunately.
closer. Seems like we've made more progress together than I've made in a year.
Thought you knew
I
him.
was just a child when he died. I remember fleeting images, but that doesn't mean much now. I talked to everyone in Masuk before I left. I heard that he was a strong leader, a dependable builder, a caring grandfather, a wise elder, a generous neighbor, a cunning negotiator.
Might as well be one of those impossibly perfect heroes from the Adiri epics. Probably all of those things are different. People remember the things about him that matter most to
The
them.
odd thing is, many in Masuk weren't much older than me when Persok passed. And yet everyone wanted to make sure he heard about something in particular. Our trade with the Amawa, our successful hunts, peace with neighboring villages.
Obviously he was important to your
It just
people.
seems odd that so few of us remember him beyond the things he did for the village. Most of his family members, the ones who knew him, are in their twilight years now. And Persok was too busy to spend much time with his younger relatives.
Perhaps it's less about him, more about helping your village move
Perhaps
on?
you're right. Anyway, what about this Theos character you're searching for? Seems like he was someone important to you. What do you remember about him?
He had an impressive beard. I mean, he did, but I think he was someone that we trusted.
Not a lot to go on, huh? Hopefully you can pick up a few more clues about him while we're running around.
Yeah. Find the Ardra Arch in the woods. Okay, I think we can find that. A lively breeze ruffles your clothes as you approach the edge of the bluff. Cave mouth yawns from the cliff face. It's only a dozen feet below your position, but the weathered rock is too smooth to scale. A rock perched near the precipice. It feels like a sturdy anchor. Yeah, we're going to use a rope and descend. Okay. Make your way to the mouth of the cave. This should be fun. Swell Cave, and I think we know where that arch is as well.
I'm on the trail.
This is the same design as the other cave we just came from, remember? I remember it. Same layout. Ghouls. To be fair, Dargles I don't think are that impressive. Gun.
That's not very helpful.
Ready, Watcher.
Let's burn this away!
Die. Little ghoul cave.
Sharp eyes and keen ears.
And then just a body. Ooh. Ring of Selona. Oh, of the Celonon. +2 first level, +2 third level spell uses. 2 centuries after Telda forged a ring extending her spellcasting powers, which we own, a wizard of the Valiant Republic sought to improve upon her design. Almert of Salona was never known for particularly original scholarship or spellcraft. Many of his peers accused him of outright plagiarism. It's widely held that this is the reason he never received much credit for this ring, the one truly remarkable achievement of his career. And he gets intellect from this. Arcane Dampener, but we don't use it, so... Give him the ring, so he has +2 second, +1 fourth, +2 first, +2 third. Hell yeah. And, this ring... Yeah. So looking at it, yeah, third are the ones that we care about. They're the good ones. Cool. That was very, very worth. Let's go find the Audra Arch real quick. I think I know where it's talking about. Maybe. But we'll see. We'll see if where I'm thinking of is right. It's either this one or the one at the gorge, I think. But I distinctly remember this one, there being an Audra Arch here. I hope I'm right. Ghouls and specters will attack the stronghold.
Audra Arch, dead ahead.
Yes, perfect. Perfect. Yeah, see, Arch and the row of pillars. I knew they was going to be important eventually. The Audra Arch looms in front of you, just as you saw it through Persoc's eyes. Sagani turns, watching the trees for movement. As the Arch's shadow fall over you, the wooded shore fades into a different scene. You're standing in another forest. Blackened bare trunks claw their way out of the soil and keep a solemn vigil over the young trees and tender shrubs. You move slowly through the woods, and the ruins scattered throughout them. Stone pillars and broken arches show the bones of some destroyed buildings. Between and amidst it all are elves and orlans, their face painted and their bows drawn. Burnt trees, crumbling ruins.
I'll follow you.
Okay.
I always get a strange feeling near the end of a hunt.
I don't know where that would
itch at the end
be.
of my nose.
Blackened bears. I sound surprised.
I am. After all this time.
I have an idea.
Part of me had already accepted that I'd never find him. That I'd be stuck wandering like this forever. I'll admit, I didn't believe you at first. Still didn't until now.
What changed?
I haven't spent this much time around anyone since the long hunts in Nasitak. But I've gotten to know you, seen how you deal with Kith. Whatever else you turn out to be when we find Theos, you're honest. I know you wouldn't lead me astray in this.
What am I to think? No one's done this much for me in a very long time. He's almost like a part of a village again. What are you doing this is over? After 5 years, I'm not sure what the point of this is. Persoc has moved on. While I'm out here, everyone in Masuk is carrying on as normal. That'll be the case whether I come back having found Persoc or die out here. To be honest, I'm not sure what that means for me. She thumps the Audra while the heel of her hand, but I'm getting ahead of myself. First we gotta find Persoc, as well as your quarry. Should give me time to figure out what I'll say to him. What do you think I'll tell him?
I guess that depends on who he is now. I'd like to think that traveling for 5 years entitles me to give him a solid earful about all of it. But what really matters to someone in Persoc's position? The village he left behind? The family he likely won't remember?
I'd say let's go with the people. Let's go with the people.
Lonely not knowing a thing like that. I guess I've taken that much for granted.
Onward. Locate the forest from the nearest vision. And yeah, we'll probably be in Caer Nua. Okay. So, let me just fix this. Yeah, so that looks good. That looks good. Okay, good. Nope. Not quite. There we go. I wish it didn't mute when I might be a setting to fix that, but I think there are a couple places. Something about where is it? Blackened trees and crumbling ruins, and it was a group of Glenfathan hunters. So it's not the blackened forest, that's backwards. Following this, it might be onwards. Maybe Northweald? Maybe here. It's either here or here. Because this is Glenfathan ruins. This had Glenfathan hunters. So let's try this. Give it a try at least. Warden's Lodge is constructed. And the guy left 3 days went out. We should be able to get back to Caer Nua in time. I'd rather not destroy everything with it. That and then that.
The figurine. It's glowing.
Oh, so this was the right place. Yeah, I remember these trees over here being... Maybe over by the shrine? No. Up. Up, up, up. Oh, that's new. Okay. It says it was by hunters, so... To hunters we shall go. Oh. Oh, is he the deer? Come upon a clearing and see a group of Glenfathans standing in a circle. Sagani glances from the Audra statuette to the hunters, looking for a connection. Meanwhile, the hunters turn and notice you. Their bows are drawn. He's either a hunter or the deer, and I feel like he fucked up if he was the deer. Take it easy. We're just looking for someone.
What business does an Estremor have with the fangs?
Hello, Durrance. They step aside and turn to you, and as they do, you see something on the ground behind them. Lying amidst the ferns is a white stag. Dark blood mars its brilliant coat, and its sides tremble with quick, shallow breaths. You feel a presence in the beast, something ancient and familiar. Before you can speak, something thumps to the ground. You look down and see the Audra bear, its bright glow flickering. Sagani draws up beside you, her wide eyes fixed on the dying stag.
It must be.
One of the hunters takes a step forward, and Sagani raises her bow, an arrow knocked.
Any closer, and you'll bleed out next to him. I never thought I'd prepared myself to meet a stranger. To share the honor and history of my village with someone who had no knowledge of us. Even someone who'd scorn our way of life.
Maybe she gotta hurry.
I was going to tell him about the years of abundance in Masuk. How his granddaughters have hunted caribou, and his grandsons made our walls strong. But he'll be gone in minutes.
Trust her instincts,
There's
I'd
no point
say.
to any of this, is there?
She kneels by the fallen stag. Placing her hand on its head, she begins speaking. Her voice is steady and measured, and her words are guttural and unfamiliar. At first, you think she's reciting a poem in her native language. After a moment, you realize that she's listing the name of every person in her village, unless you hear her speak her own name. The stag takes a final shuddering breath and falls still.
If you've finished your chanting, we need to get to work before the meat spoils.
She looks up, and for a moment, horror and anger flash through her eyes. But as she looks at the dead deer, she shrugs and turns, leaving the lustreless Audra figurine in the dirt.
I've finished what I came to do. Let's go.
Hmm?
Yeah. Well. Let's go to Caer Nua. Sagani. Poor Sagani. Yeah, I guess it doesn't always have to be a person, does it? We could, yeah, I think we're gonna go to Caer Nua. 1 day, 25 hours. We should be there just in time. Just in time. Finish this up, probably look around at the new place, because a lot of this stuff is repaired now. A lot.
Gelade, well done. A formidable fortress in the old style. We don't build them like this anymore, you know. Not by the sea. Too vulnerable to cannons.
Yeah, I mean, makes sense. I'm curious. Resting here would give us something, right? We have Constitution, Athletics, Survival, Stealth, bonus to Might, Intellect, Resolve. I think I know how we're going to do that poison thing. We're going to do the exact same thing we did before. We're going to rest here before we leave and get that bonus. Just going to make sure these are in his inventory so don't forget. Okay, that's how we do it. Perfect. Yeah, look at this place. It's pretty nice. All dolled up. This is a chapel? Just a generic chapel priest.
Good day to you.
Oh, okay. Scroll of paralysis. Oh, okay. I don't think we picked anything up to sell, really, did we? Well, we found some Zarup stuff, so I guess that counts. Nothing really too much, though. Yeah, 80 copper worth. No. Oh yeah, so how does manual resolve work, I wonder? Do we have to is it just using us here?
I'm impressed.
It did turn out pretty well. We even have this forum over here now. I think this is fixed at least. Yes. Oh, you. Bounties. Bounties are a thing. Yes. I remember there's a couple good ones that I quite liked. Warden Firgan. One glass eye and several teeth are missing from the sculder head. Field journal contains sketches of Admeth, Wirt, Tearcap, and other common plants.
Welcome!
Grizzled man takes a puff from his pipe and nods at you. Was wondering when you dropped by. Kids around here have been hit with more than their share of trouble of late. Up to my ear in bounty offers. Or at least one of these might interest someone with your skills. Now, to warn you, there's a reason these bounties are still on offer. These are tough bastards, every one of them. If you're not up to it now, feel free to come back around when you're better prepared. Meantime, here's a good batch to start us off. The standing bounty on Sly Kirdle's Head, Forest Lurker, and an Ogre Shaman, and War Chief Iklak. Tell me about the War Chief. It's a Zarup. Yeah, I thought so. Sounded like it. Moves around a lot. Haunt the Valewood. Tell me about tell me about this guy. Comes away from New Helmar. Someone's called police to escape the prison there, killed 2 Justicars on their way out. Near Mogren's Fork. Forest Lurker in the Black Meadow. And the Ogre. Now on the rise. Elm Shore? As in... Okay. So we have 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, and 1 here. Sure. Okay. Well, we have those to do as well, don't we? Yeah. This would be good. Get a little bit of experience, a little bit of
I must
cash.
say, I'm impressed.
It does look quite nice. The hedge maze is... Actually, have we built the hedge mage already? Hedge mage. No, that's a different thing entirely. Oh, it's completed. So here's the last thing. Woodland Trails. Just upgrade the roads. Wow. I mean, we all know what this looks like. That's a hand. Big ass hand. We have this. How do we do this? Do we just manual resolve? Oh. Oh, we're going into combat. Oh, okay. Well, we didn't really fight too much, so we're good. We're pretty much fresh. Oh wow. Oh, these are all hirelings. Interdiction. I will throw out Mind Blade. Aloth. Bouncing missiles. I love them. Ow, they really do hurt when they die, don't they? Alright, that was easy. Those would have wrecked us if we weren't around, though, would they? Nice and easy. Other bits are still here. Cool. Don't we have a... Oh, General Goods Merchant. Hello. Oh, wow. Cloak of Comfort. Patrick Boots. Scroll. Iffin's Cradle. That. Yeah, just take everything. That's a lot. We have just stuff passively generating, don't we? The Cloak of Comfort. Plus 512 defenses, plus 30 max endurance, plus 3 damage reduction. That's good. That's Exalted Hands. Essentially lay on hands once per rest. Okay. Bunch of this, like, uses and... Okay. Well, you have max endurance bonus. I don't know. What? This is much better. Oh, yeah. This. This is better in literally every way. Just put that thing for now. What do you say?
Gods keep you.
I stock on a bunch of... Not really a lot, actually. We're going to grab those, because those are always useful. Always useful. Supplies. Does she have anything new to report?
I have heard terrible things. I worried you would not return. Is it true that there are riots in Defiance Bay, and that Avar Wolfgren has been slain?
Yeah. It's true. Glad you're on hand, my lord. Only hope the city recovers. Okay, that was a little... I mean, it's been a while since we've been here, so... Looking at it, I think... We'll save bounty hunting end exploration of the paths until next stream, I think. To the next time we do this. Next week.
Gelade, well done. A formidable fortress.
So I am lagging. I don't want to get into too much. We've got quite a lot accomplished, though. Doing pretty well. And next week when we play this again, we will kind of just push as far as we can into the paths. We'll do some bounty hunting. And then we're going to finally get done with this damn quest that's been giving us trouble. This. By using Brightholm to our advantage. Yes, we will. Yes, we will. But thank you so much for joining me. Hope that y'all enjoyed. Had a good time. We're getting definitely into the end game now, I think. Tomorrow will be They Are Billions and Oni. Yeah, unfortunately. It's a good place to end it, and, you know, it's been almost 4 hours and such. Don't want to push it. I know, I'm sorry, but I hope that you'll join me tomorrow at some point. Whenever you're able. Whenever you're able. Yeah. So, thank you all so much, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Oh, yeah. Whenever you're able. That's fine. Drop on by, but until then, have a good night. Bye-bye.